only thing we have to
Beer.
is
Beer.
itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Only no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Busters, where we're going to bring you the news and reviews of some wonderful brews. I am not Dan Baker, and I am joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
Keen-eared listeners may notice that this is a different voice than you normally hear at the top of the show.
It certainly is.
Dan, unfortunately, could not be with us this evening, so I am the one that he refers to for legal reasons as the demented and fermented Wayne Baker, and I will be your master of ceremonies this evening. We'll see how this goes. Maybe Dan won't have a job after today. But in his stead, we do have with us a patron extraordinaire, contributor to the podcast, someone who makes my job a little bit easier, Mr.
James Lambert.
Welcome to the show, James.
Woo, woo. The official third Beer Buster for today.
For today, yes. He's sitting in since Dan couldn't be here. But we are at
Little Big Beer Fest!
One of our favorite fests, probably our favorite fest every year.
And we don't just say that.
Yeah, this is what, the fourth year now? Or the fifth? I've lost track.
Fourth.
This is the fourth. This is the fourth time we've been.
Math is hard.
Yes. At a new location this year. We are at the Civil War Museum. A little bit bigger space, a little bit more spread out. Pretty cool. We don't have a cool stage, but that's okay.
We have our own little corner.
We do have our own little corner, which is pretty nice.
But we're near the bathrooms, and I feel like that's a plus.
That is always a plus, being near the bathroom.
Because it's close for us, and because people will be going there frequently, so they will walk by us.
They will walk by us, and they will buy our T-shirts.
Maybe.
But anyway, joining us at the top of the show today, we have two of the founding members of Harrisburg Beer Week, two of the ladies who make all this magic happen every year. We have Colleen and Tierney. Thanks for sitting down with us. How you guys doing?
Good.
How has Harrisburg Beer Week 2018 been so far?
Amazing.
Remarkably good.
Yes.
Remarkably good.
Remarkably
I love that.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that like every year it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's just more and more things going on.
It just gets better. It's not even necessarily that there's more of it. It's just a lot of the stuff is just getting better. There's better quality events. There's more breweries involved every year. It just...
People are getting more creative.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, an ice luge.
Yeah, we had an ice
my
luge. Yeah, we'll
gosh.
talk about that a little bit
Foreshadowing.
later,
Oh my
I'm
God.
sure.
Yes.
Oh
my God.
Love it.
A lot of crazy things going on here. But you ladies brought a beer to the table, so we have...
Yeah, let's get right to it. Come on.
We
Yeah,
did.
I do want to get right to the beer. Aloha Anana.
Or Anana.
Aloha Anana.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this beer.
Well, this beer is our Stouts and Stilettos collaboration with Boneshire Brewworks. This is a Goza with pineapples. It has an extreme level of pineapple juice in it. So much
Which
so,
makes you happy.
Yeah, it makes me very happy. And I think that you'll find a great flavor throughout and a whole lot of pineapple.
We had
wow.
we had a luau on Wednesday.
Yes.
So,
Hence the lei that you're wearing.
Yes, and Boneshire's setup has it all.
Boneshire brought the leftovers.
You're getting the leftover lays.
You have to go see them because they look ridiculous. And it's
Yes.
amazing.
This is delicious.
This is really
This is
nice.
amazing.
And this is 6 point something?
Just six,
or just an even
six-ish,
6%?
yeah.
Six-ish,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all right. So this is our session beer for today.
Yes. It's definitely like a glass of sunshine. Like it's a warm, sunny day beer for sure.
It definitely is.
I want to drink it like floating in the pool.
Yes.
Kind of
It's definitely good for floating.
It reminds
in the
me
pool, yeah.
of those at Disney, the Dole Whips.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
a Dole Whip beer.
Don't even get me
good.
started about how much I love Dole Whips.
We need to get like some of the pineapple ice cream in this and make
I'm
a
thinking-
float.
I'm not opposed to
my
this.
Instagram handle picture is actually me eating a Dole Whip
Nice.
with like mini ears on, looking really nerdy.
I
And
love it. In Disneyland, you can get alcoholic ones.
Yes. Stop. Yeah. No, I think at Disney World.
You can do it at Disney
Yeah.
World now too.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
cool.
I think you guys should look into a sponsorship.
There we
Get
go.
Disney on board.
Partnership.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Or
You just blew my mind.
just make aloha floats.
So yeah, we mentioned the ABV of this for those of you who don't know, and I mean, if you're listening to this, you probably do. But Little Big Beer Fest is, of course, a smaller beer fest with very big beers. So I think like 8%
Yes,
is
that's the
about
cutoff.
the cutoff for the lowest beer in the
Although
house.
I do appreciate that brewers sometimes sneak in at least one that's a little lower in alcohol because sometimes you just need something
Yes.
to break the highness.
Yeah, occasionally we
as
do
it
often
were.
find a couple of beers that aren't quite.
We
that
do
beer.
have water on tap too.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and
Like
there's soda.
cold brew
literally
coffee.
on tap.
Literally on
There's
tap.
water,
Oh yes, and there's coffee and
cold
craft
brew
sodas
coffee,
here.
yeah,
Yes.
and all kinds of good stuff.
We very much encourage drinking responsibly during this event.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Probably
and
good.
you have to have a good base. And what's really cool is Weiss, which is one of the sponsors of this event and a sponsor of Harrisburg Beer Week, has a nice spread of goodies out there: wings, mac and cheese, sandwiches, and a ginormous bowl of blue cheese dressing.
Yeah.
It's the biggest blue cheese I think I've ever seen.
It's literally like
like a
several
punch bowl.
gallons.
I took a
It
picture
is
of Rich so you can
fantastic.
compare the size of his head to the size of the bowl. That will be on social media later.
when you put a dime next to something to get like the size
Yeah,
comparison.
exactly.
It's a
We used
banana.
Rich's head.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. So I've noticed a theme of you guys doing collab beers for Harrisburg Beer Week that involve fruits and lots of them. I'll never forget the orange story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we do have a
Didn't you learn your
Journey
lesson?
just made.
yeah.
We did. The rule for this beer was that we weren't going to zest anything.
Oh, okay,
zesting,
fair
no
enough,
juicing.
fair
No
enough.
zesting. This is the first year of Harrisburg Beer Week that we have not zested anything.
Smart.
That was a good idea.
Yeah, no zesting, no juicing.
No
None of
juicing,
that.
No juicing. I'm not used to this. I'm looking for a sound clip on here.
I
that-
know what
exactly
you want.
but I can't fucking.
Do you want
find
me
it.
to just say it?
Yeah, just say it.
So sticky.
Ooh,
Ooh, updated.
that was pretty good. That was pretty
I
good.
feel like that's what it sounds like, right?
yeah.
Pretty close,
I'm
yeah.
gonna put an edit point right here for Dan to cut that one out. We'll do a new sound clip of that.
I love it. Well, yeah, and the 717 this year is also fruit based. The Harrisburg Beer Week beer.
Yes, so it does have a whole ton of cherries in it. It is a fruit-based beer. It's an ice cream-inspired beer. The story behind the 717 is we added Zero Day in with the collaborators, Appalachian Brewing Company, Trogs, and Pizza Boy. We wanted to add another brewery in this year. And Theo had done the entire Appalachian Trail from start to finish, and there's a halfway point down in, Pine Grove Furnace, and they have this ice cream challenge. You're supposed to do a half gallon of ice cream, and it's supposed to help you, get nutrients that you need when you're hiking that way. And he had chosen the cherry vanilla ice cream, and we were like, oh, that's so cool. Maybe we should have cherry vanilla ice cream beer. So we were trying to figure out how to take that deliciousness and make it into an approachable beer. And so we have this extra cream ale with cherries and vanilla, and it's amazing. I couldn't even imagine what it was going to be like, and what it became is really good.
And you brewed that beer at Appalachian?
Yes,
again?
they're the host
Yeah.
brewer this year.
Very cool. Good times. I love all those special beers.
Yeah.
There's
the
so many.
717 is always so cool to look forward to what it's going to be, and
Uh-huh.
like it's always really neat to see all the different styles
And
that
it's
come
always
out every year.
such a different beer.
Yeah,
So unique
yes.
each year. Which
Next
is
year's
very
year
exciting.
5, so
Always trying to make
speaking
something for
of-
everyone.
You didn't mention it yet. Today,
Today, yeah,
day
I
of
guess
recording
so.
an event is officially 5 years since Dan and I recorded episode 1 of Beer Busters.
Yeah.
We are 5 years old. which is-
Congratulations!
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
that's amazing.
It blows my mind. And as Rich said, it feels like it's been longer than that.
It feels like we've had Beer Week for like 30 years. Trust me.
know.
Yeah, I can
get it.
imagine. Yeah,
I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's hilarious that this is the first episode that Dan is not on, and that was the only episode you were not on.
That's true. That's true.
Wah, wah,
yeah.
wah.
So now we've all missed an episode at this point.
Yeah, it's all good. We're all even now. We're all even.
We all.
Well, what are you most excited about for today?
We've already tried some of the beer because we were too excited. I don't know. So yeah, I really like this barrel aged K Syrah from Boneshire.
Oh, I love Boneshire. Alan does amazing things.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I mean, I work there part time, so full disclosure. But but I only work there because I love them so much. And whatever Brad from 2050 State Brewing out here has, he's got an ice luge.
Yeah.
And the ice luge we were talking about.
They're
and
19.94% barley wine.
I was
Yeah.
I didn't know about the ice luge until we got here, but I was looking forward to that beer.
There's going to
He
be
was
100
hyping it on
videos of
Instagram.
that.
He was hyping it on
Of
Instagram.
course,
so.
of course. It's Brad.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, have fun today.
Thanks.
Make
You-
sure you
you
eat
too.
and drink water, of course,
Yes.
and we will do the same.
Yeah, lay down
And,
that base.
Thanks for having us again. We are so proud to be
Thanks
a
for
part
being
of
here.
Harrisburg
Yeah.
Beer Week every year.
We're fans.
and
Thanks.
It
Thank
just
you.
it just gets better and better every year. So
Thank
I
you.
can't wait.
So get ready
Get set.
for the madness. So it begins.
The countdown's on.
The final
Happy Beer Week.
countdown.
Yes, happy Harrisburg Beer Week, everyone.
Happy Harrisburg Beer Week. So we have our first interview for Little Big Beer Fest 2018. We have Mike from Aldous Brewing. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing very well. Very well. So you are the assistant brewer at Aldous?
Correct.
How long have you been there?
3 years.
3 years now? Very
Yep.
nice. And before that, were you home brewing or other
Yes.
breweries?
I actually got my start with them home brewing. I'm a glutton for punishment, so I took my beers in there for them to try, and they told me what I needed to fix. And once I got them fixed, they said, "Well, we got to hire you before somebody else does."
So they groomed you, and then they were like, all right, now we got to scoop you up.
Yep, pretty much.
Very nice.
Now,
very
if
nice.
I remember correctly, isn't all this located in a former pretzel factory in
Yes.
Hanover?
Yes, we are in the old Snyder's of Hanover pretzel factory. It was just a warehouse, limited production done there, but yeah, we're in an old pretzel warehouse.
That's
Super
pretty cool.
cool.
I always like a brewery that's in a place that used to be something interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because you walk in. It's been a while since I've been there, but I will be there soon. Foreshadowing in this interview. There's a really cool bar, but then there's also like a sort of a room in the back
Yes.
where you can kind of hang, and like they have some games there, and it's a really cool vibe.
Very cool.
But
very
speaking of why I'm going to be back, you guys have a Lagerfest coming up in May.
Yes, we do.
Which I am super excited about.
Yes, we have 10 lagers that are going to be on tap just that day. So I think that we're going to have a separate beer garden, so there's a separate ticket for that.
Uh-huh.
But we're going to be releasing 2 of our seasonal lagers that day. So, yeah.
So
it's-
all 10 lagers will be Aldous lagers?
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yes.
cool. I'm impressed that you have 10 lagers.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
There's something that Mitch, our brewer, he's been working on very diligently. And when he told me he had 10, I was very surprised.
So how many tanks do you have if you have enough space to have 10 lagers?
Right now we have 8 tanks, but the lagers that we're doing for that were just done on a homebrew system. So they're 10-gallon system on a 10-gallon system, but the 2 that we're going to have on tap all the time were done on an 8-barrel system.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, okay.
And that event, I don't know if we mentioned, is May 12th.
Yep.
So if you love lagers like I do, or you just want to check out a really cool brewery in a cool town of Hanover, check it out. And there are a few other breweries in the Hanover region. And you can go to like the Snyder's of Hanover has a little factory store, and like what's the chip place, the potato chip place that's out there? Utz has a little factory store. So usually we go to factory stores and breweries when we go to Hanover. And there's a cool arcade.
Oh yeah.
You can get like a card of money, and you can like play for as long as you want. They charge you by the hour or whatever. And a cool vinyl shop right next door.
The arcade is BYOB as well.
So it's BYOB, and you don't have to pay per game. You just pay
per hour.
Yeah, you pay
time.
per.
That's
pay
pretty
per
cool.
hour.
That's
Yep.
a really cool idea. I like that.
Yeah, who knew Hanover was so hopping?
I know, right? Right.
So you did bring 2 beers to the table. What should we sip on first?
I would start probably with the fairy floss, just because it seems to have. That's going to be the.
That's not it.
It's going to be the
pinkish
pink one,
Yeah,
appropriately.
It's going to have a little bit of a lighter flavor than the Snickerdoodle.
So how'd you guys come up with that name?
That was something Mitch and our owner just sit down and they just spitball all the time. It's like if you're sitting in there, it's just like 2 comedians going back and forth. They're just throwing names at each other, and this one just seemed to stick.
It tastes like candy.
It
Yes.
totally does.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to say this because it's going to sound like a negative thing, but it's not. But it almost reminds me of like cherry cough syrup in
A
the
little
most
bit.
positive
Yeah.
way that it
does.
can be cherry cough syrup.
It has like a marshmallowy peeps in the front, but
Yeah.
then it does kind of get that little bit of a.
So what is the candy?
We actually put cotton candy in the fermenter.
Holy crap!
Now, how does that work? Because cotton candy pretty much has to be dry, or it just becomes like crystals.
There's a huge risk for infection depending
Yeah.
on how you do it, but the yeast will just take to, it's just another sugar for the yeast to eat.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
They just go after it.
I do love that a brewery that has 10 different lagers also makes something crazy like this.
Yeah.
That
is
shows
kinda like,
the diversity of all this
Go
brewing.
from traditional to throwing cotton candy in a fermenter.
Why
Yep.
not, right?
It really does. You know what? It reminds me of Easter.
Yeah.
Like it tastes like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Peeps. I keep thinking Peeps.
Yep.
Like pink Peeps, cotton candy. So your next beer we have up here is Schnecker.
Schneckenoodle, or it's a Snickerdoodle cookie.
Okay.
We actually put Girl Scout sourdough cookies in the mash, and then once it was finished, we added cinnamon just just so we could hit that right amount of flavor.
This one reminds me of Christmas because it smells like cinnamon rolls.
Yes, yes, very much.
Oh, it tastes like cinnamon
A
rolls.
holiday tour de force here.
So is that like a German take the word
Yes.
on Snickerdoodle?
Yeah, the area that we're from is big German
Oh, yeah.
settlers. You know, we're all into the pretzels and drinking beer, and you know, we've done several German name beers.
So you guys do, like we said, everything from lagers. Do you guys do a lot of like crazy candy, weird ingredient beers like this, or is this just like for the fest?
This is just for the festival.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but there was some criticism, I guess, at some point. Said we weren't creative enough.
Ha! In your face.
So
Yeah, right.
he said, he told me, he's like, they're not going to say that this year.
Yeah.
So there it
Definitely
is.
not. Definitely not. And what was the ABV on these? I didn't catch that.
9 and 8.5.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They don't taste like it.
No.
That's all that candy sweetness
This is a
in there.
liquid cinnamon roll.
It
It
is.
literally
it really
is.
is. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's a breakfast beer, as it were. Right?
Yes. Oh, it definitely could be.
James is hoarding it. He's not giving it away. James
can
really is
have it.
filling in for Dan because I feel like Dan would hoard this beer if he was here.
That's hilarious. I love it.
So Dan, while you're editing this is what you missed out on.
The cinnamon roll beer.
Yeah.
And James.
Really good. Well, thanks so much, Mike, for coming up. It was great to
Yeah, it
meet
was
you.
awesome
Great
to
to have
meet
you on. Thank
Will
you
you be
for,
at the Lagerfest?
Yes, I will.
That I will find you and
All
say
right,
hi
good.
and share a beer with you.
When I do get diabetes, you can expect to hear from my lawyer. But until then, I really enjoyed the beers.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, man.
Cheers.
Yep,
Have fun.
Cheers.
Stepping up to the table now from Big Bottom Brewing. Somebody...
That's an alliteration.
It is
I
Big
love
Bottom
it.
Brewing. Somebody you may have remembered hearing last year at Little Big Beer Fest. We have Brad from Big Bottom. How's it going, man?
It's going.
Going good? Good.
Nice day. Good crowd.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. Yeah.
Enjoying the fest so far. It's only been going on officially for about 20 minutes now, but
Yeah.
so far so good.
Yeah. So far so good.
So far
yeah.
so good. So I'm sure we talked about this last time you were on. Big Bottom is in Al's Pizza and Sub Shop or attached to it.
The way it stands at the moment is there's Al's Pizza of Dillsburg.
Mm-hmm.
We are inside that location. There's 40 taps available.
Right.
We typically have the Big Bottom beers. We have between 5 to 10 of our offerings on tap, depending on what's available, how fast things are selling, etc. Actually, looking forward into the future here, what we're going to be doing is Al's Pizza of Dillsburg is going to be changing into Big Bottom Brewery.
Okay.
There's
Awesome.
going to be a remodel. There's going to be a bar put in. It's essentially a buffet station at the moment.
Right.
That buffet station is going to be gone, and that's going to be the bar. Actually, the owner of Big Bottom Brewery and Al's Pizza, he actually went down and did a reclamation project of a bowling alley, and he's going to change that bowling alley into the counter or the bar top
Right.
for the bar and whatnot. New seating, more of a brew pub type feel
Right,
rather
right.
than a
Pizza shop that
pizza
also has
place
beer.
that has a brewery in the back
Yeah.
that serves our beer that has other offerings available. So pretty excited about that. I think
That's
that's
pretty
going to
cool.
bring a lot more business. Dillsburg's it's a tricky market at the moment. If you look at Dillsburg at the moment, the only 2 bars in town are the Legion and VFW. So
Right.
there was another bar, but that has since closed, and now so it's like it's kind of scary from a brewing aspect, as you're opening a bar,
Yeah.
with a brewery that's we've been selling more and more we've been selling more and more beer, and it's like you open a bar now, it's like as a brewer,
That
can I keep
production's
up?
yeah, exactly.
You know, can I do it?
But you guys recently celebrated 1 year,
Yeah, April 17th was
Yeah.
our 1 year anniversary,
and that's the brewery. So was the pizza shop was there first?
Yeah, the
and
pizza
then
shop
brewery-
had. I think Bob had owned the pizza shop. I'm going to say like 10 years.
Right,
It could be
okay.
more than that. But the brewery itself, we were officially licensed on the 17th of April. We just had the 1 year anniversary, April 17th.
Yay,
we had
congratulations.
we brewed an anniversary IPA, which is here today. And
Should we sip that first?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
sip on that.
I assume it's this one, since it's opaque.
Yes. It's a New England style double IPA brewed with Azaka, El Dorado, and Columbus.
Ooh, I love me some El Dorado.
Yeah, and we did on the anniversary day. We did a firkin of that, which I put some pineapple in and whatnot. The firkin was actually really interesting because, from a brewing aspect, when I did the firkin was like straight El Dorado hops. I got that like strawberry candy. You ever have those? The gummies that are strawberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It smelt and tasted.
Just like
to
that.
me, it smelt and tasted and it was kind of odd because for the firkining process, I thought I'd get more dank, from the Columbus
Right,
and whatnot,
yeah.
but I got this like
much sweeter candy thing going.
Yeah, it was kind of odd, but hey, it worked, and I'll take it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by this sangria inspired beer.
This is interesting.
This was one I looked at the list and I'm like, I'm excited to try this.
My brewing style is not one to be very experimental. I'm very traditional, very to the style, very just brew it to the style. If you can't do that, why are you brewing? I think that's you got to be able to brew to a style. So I kind of took a shot in the dark here, and I brewed a Saison, essentially a 9% Saison, and then I added white wine must to it, and then we have it today here in a like a tea cauldron.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I had blood oranges, strawberries, not bananas, blueberries, lemon,
like a real
lime.
sangria.
So to make it like that,
that explains the floaty bits.
Yeah, there's definitely floaty bits.
Yeah, that's the from the putting it in that.
Yeah.
I figured that'd be more
What's really interesting about it is like the aroma at first, like it was very Belgian.
Yes.
Very much like, oh, this is
Yeah,
a traditional sort of Belgian. It had that Belgian sweetness to it, but then you taste it and you get all the fruit in the taste.
Yeah.
And it's sort of unexpected because not a lot of that came through in the aroma. And then as soon as you taste it, I was like, oh my God, there's so much going on in here.
Yeah.
So since you went off your traditional path, does this have a non-traditional name, or are you just calling it sangria
I'm calling
Belgian?
sangria Belgian specialty.
Good. I love that you still stuck with your guns and kept the name simple.
I don't. Coming up with names for beer for me is very difficult at times. I just, either it's going to be a really bad name,
Well, I happen to know that James here has been given a crack at it lately, and he's not too bad. He's been doing my job for me, and I'm very much appreciative of that.
Yeah, we do a game on the show called Libation or Fabrication, where people have to guess if it's a beer, an actual beer, or a beer that Wayne made up.
Okay.
So it's hard to make up fake beer names,
especially
there's so many crazy ones
for
out there.
5 fucking years. It's hard.
For 5 fucking years, it's hard. Oh my goodness.
Well, I can tell you the well, I won't say that on air. I guess you can.
We can always cut it out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Dan, that's an edit point.
I guess the most vulgar name I ever come up with is "Smell My Finger."
That's not too bad.
That's not bad.
We've had much.
No,
worse.
I mean,
We've had much
but
worse.
the original name of that, and I was at a brew fest. This is before I became a pro brewer or whatever. The name, they were like, "No, you can't do that because that just looks bad for our club."
TTB's not going to let that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there are some brewers that try to push the envelope a little bit with the names, but you got to stand out, right? You do,
and
you got to
it's
stand out.
harder and
Sometimes
harder
the
to do.
name is the way to do it, but I think letting the beer speak for itself is probably more important than the name.
Yeah, and I mean that's the most difficult part is being a brewer is finding your market and finding what they like.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, I'll brew a beer and I'll be like, this is good, it's all right. I drink it, but I'm not going to have 3 or 4.
Right.
And the next thing you know, like it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's just you're like scratching
Wait
your head.
a minute,
like,
why did
And it's just it's tricky just trying to find out. I mean, Jeff Musselman and I we're outside talking about it, and he's like, yeah, you brew a beer and you're like, I don't know about this, but
and then it just flies. Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's gone, and you're like, oh, okay.
Guess I should make.
There
more
is
of that.
really no accounting for the beer drinking consumer and what they're going to get into and what they're not.
And I
you
think,
just never know.
and Dils, like I said, Dillsburg's a tricky market. I mean, we're only like 10 miles outside the Harrisburg area, but yet people think they have to travel to like Egypt to get there.
Yeah, right.
and it's not, what I mean? Like you shoot down 15, you're there.
Right.
But like, it's just odd, But
Well, I think rebranding and calling it Big Bottom Brewery. I didn't want to mess it up. Alliterations are hard.
Yes.
I think that will definitely help for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's a great business move, and I think that moving forward, that it's going to help us out, immensely as far as expanding the brewery, maybe going to a bigger system, expanding production, self distribution, etc.
Right. Cool. And do you have a timetable on like when all that's going to be completed and the new branding's going to be?
Right now, all the contractors are in place. Everybody's kind of waiting on the bank. Banks, unfortunately at this stage in the economy are kind of sketchy with giving business loans.
Right.
But, things are moving along. There's just progress, etc. Everything's kind of in place. We just got to get that go ahead from the bank, and then
actually just start going, and then good to go.
We'll just keep, we'll just roll.
Well, I'll have to keep an eye out.
Definitely
keep an eye out. I assume you guys will be posting online on your Facebook and all that kind of stuff when all these things are coming down the pipe. So definitely keep an eye out for Big Bottom Brewery becoming a
Big Bottom Brewery. I like alliterations. More
Big Bottom Brewery, brew pub and bar, and I ran out of beef. Anyway, thanks, Brad, so much for sitting down.
Brad's Big Bottom Brewery.
There's another B. Oh my God, I didn't even see.
Well, the beer we brew consistently, we actually have on tap all the time, is called B3 IPA.
Oh, there you go.
So
nice.
it's like
the 3 Bs. All
B
right.
cubed.
Yeah. B
Thanks,
cubed.
Brad.
B
Good to
cubed.
see you. Have fun today.
All right,
Thanks so much, man.
Cheers.
So joining us now at the table, we have two of the 47 people that work for Boneshire Brewing. We have
47.
Alan and Alex returning triumphantly to the podcast here at Little Big Beer Fest. How's it going, guys?
Great. How are you guys?
Pretty good. Looks like you guys both got laid today, so that's always good. Getting into that tropical spirit.
Dun, dun, dun.
I also like that Alan brought us an entire another bottle of the Aloha Anana.
Yeah, I know. I think we will need more of that.
We're just gonna. Yeah, this is.
Anana?
It's Anana. I think it should be Anana. Aloha Anana. This is gonna be like our.
I can get you one that's not open.
Yeah, there we go. No, I was gonna say this is gonna be like instead of drinking water in between beers, we're just gonna drink that because compared to what we've been drinking, that's about.
Yeah,
that's about the shape of it.
That's a really good idea because it's really tasty.
It is a very good idea. Thank you.
But we already talked a lot, and we spoke very nicely about that beer. But how are you guys?
Awesome. It's getting down to the end of beer week. I'm not gonna lie, I'm dragging ass right now, but got back on the horse this morning.
You guys have done a shit ton of events this week.
Yeah, we have.
Did you have a day off?
No.
Yeah,
no
of course
off.
not.
They don't exist anymore.
How many days was Harrisburg Beer Week this week? It was.
I think it was 10 days.
10 days? I was going to say 10.
If I remember right. Yeah,
if you remember all of them.
Yeah.
Because people that drink beer don't know how many days there are in a week.
I did have Monday off, so that Monday night. So.
Monday night.
And you have events tomorrow yet, too?
No, thank God.
This is it.
Tomorrow's just a normal hangout, drink beer day.
Because you didn't do that all week. Right. Mow the grass. I love it. So you guys are canning beers now, right?
We started doing some small runs. We have our own little canning machine. It's kind of a labor of love. I mean, in that it's a lot of work. We're not doing the mobile canning yet. Kind of trying to get an idea where we want to go with it. Right now, we do 16-ounce cans to go. Kind of like Crowlers, only just 16-ounce cans instead of 32. So it's been pretty popular, right? So
I love how cans are now half Crowlers,
right?
Crowlet,
right. Nice. So this a normal can is right. So it kind of lets us, frees us up a bit with that. People love it because they're not stuck with 32 ounces of big giant Russian Imperial Stout that they don't want to have to drink.
16
32.
ounces of a Russian Imperial Stout is still a lot too.
Absolutely. So.
Let's start the 8-ounce cans. What do you think?
The 8-ounce can.
We have. It's
funny. We actually have a guy come in.
Awesome.
That Que Sera is one of our more well received beers as far as from the Belgian side of things. And
so let's drink it.
The one you're drinking now is actually barrel aged, and it did
smell so bad. Not bad, no, it doesn't smell bad like it's going to be bad. It smells bad like this bad is naughty. I mean, bad like naughty.
Yeah.
I should clarify.
It came out of the barrel 4 days ago.
So I'm still. It's still the barrel.
Yeah, it's pretty barrel rich. Let's put it that way. There is booze, vanilla, oak.
Tons of vanilla.
But it is not really that boozy on the taste. It smells it, but I think that'll mellow out
that
over
nose
time,
will remind you it's boozy.
Sure.
Oh, man.
As soon as you put it in your mouth, you totally get the banana.
I just found a banana clip, and it's like
killing the
way too
sound
late.
That's what happens when Wayne is behind the board. All of the sound clips are going to be 3 interviews too late. Did you find So Sticky
Que
yet?
Sera just came out of his nose.
Almost. This is actually really good. I shouldn't drink too much more of it, because what is the percentage on this one?
It is
Double digits?
greater than 10%.
I was going to say it's double digits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this last year at Little Big Beer Fest, right? I've had this
Sera?
beer before.
You had
When have I
Sera.
had it?
Probably at the brewery when we did the podcast at the brewery.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is barrel aged
This is
Que
it.
Sera.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't.
Turned up to 11.
This has never
At
been
least.
released. You were some of the first people that have had it, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, great.
Yep.
I really like this.
What
Dan-
kind of?
Dan
Did
would
you
really
say
like
what
this
kind of
beer.
barrel it was?
It's actually it was a Dad's Hat rye whiskey.
I
Very
was going to
nice.
ask, what is that? I don't know.
Oh, Dan would be
It's-
really
it-
pumped.
Yeah, this is definitely a Dan beer. What I like about it is I like the bourbon barrel character combined with like how sweet the base beer is.
Sure.
So it gets like a really cool like candy alcohol kind of thing going on that I'm really digging.
Yeah, I don't feel like the rye adds too much spice to it. It's just
No.
smooth.
Right.
smooth
Yeah.
candy.
There's like a tiny bit of spice like at the very, very end. But yeah, it is.
I wonder if the rye will come out more once it mellows a little because it's so barrel rich right now, or is that?
I don't think you will see. No, you won't. To be honest, I think this beer you'll never taste the rye in it.
You think? No.
You'll taste more of the oak, and it'll dominate for a long time.
Right.
Because was the first thing that went in the barrel.
Right.
So it needs to. The next beer that goes in, it might come through a little more. I don't know. To be honest, the rye character that you would get out of the barrel is I don't know, fairly limited. I think
Right,
you're going to
right.
need the more booze character.
Yeah, definitely.
than anything.
Right.
Are you planning to bottle that?
We are actually. We have. We just got the labels yesterday, so we're probably going to do close to 250 bottles to get. Then that'll be the only way to get it and here. So
That's why this fest is
right,
the best.
Yes,
right.
it is.
So it'll be. I'm hoping next month, early in the month, we'll have it ready to go. So it's technically it's called Que Sera Grand Cru.
Ooh, it's a Grand
Right.
Cru.
Right.
Fancy.
Right.
So how long are we out from the release of this episode? 3 weeks now?
Yes.
So like
so
right
it
around,
might be out while
It'll
you're
be
right
really
around
listening
when
to
this is coming
Yeah.
out. Yeah. So if
Yep.
you're hearing this, go check out Bone Shire, see if it's available, or it will be soon.
Yep.
So I'm gonna start drinking this.
Yeah. Move on to the next one. So is this the Lazarus?
The Mexican Lazarus.
The Mexican Lazarus. Now this is the So the Lazarus was the one. Was that Russian Imperial Stout that you guys like were constantly doing
Right. Different
cool,
variations.
different things
Yeah.
with? So this
This
is
Are
beer
you
is
okay
heaven.
over there?
habanero,
Oh my God.
coffee, cocoa nibs, and cinnamon. So this
Oh
is right
my
up
God.
Steph's alley. I'm excited
Yep.
to try this.
I don't think
Yeah.
you're gonna get to.
Yeah, she's hoarding it over there. So
There's-
this one's listed here as 9.2%.
Don't
but the
finish
last
it.
one,
Pass
the
it
last
back.
one said 9, and you said like 12. So I don't know if I.
Yeah, no, this one.
I don't trust these notes.
No, this one's legit. This is
Oh, okay.
not too.
Oh,
yeah,
it smells so good.
Yeah. So
It has a subtle warmth.
Yeah.
there's a lot more habanero character come through this
I
time.
have a pleasant warmth in my mouth. Yep,
I got that one on time.
Yeah.
it's definitely warmer than last
You know, it's
time.
funny. Alex said that earlier today.
I'll bet he did.
Whatever you guys are into.
Ooh, yeah, right.
I love
he
the
was drinking
Lazarus.
coffee.
I love the
Jesus.
Lazarus. Lazarus. Listen to me not being able to pronounce
Lazarus.
Lazarus RIS series. I think it's so fun. The different takes that you take
That is
Even
really
the
on a
nice.
Russian Imperial Stout.
Even the unrobe is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
just the base style is phenomenal.
Alex. What's your favorite one? Your favorite variant of Lazarus?
Oh, the Mexican Lazarus.
By far,
Yeah.
they're all really good. But you put habaneros in something, I'm gonna love it.
Oh, the heat is amazing on
Yeah,
this.
It is.
And it's just
so warm.
subtle. It just builds on you, and it's not like
But it does.
overwhelming.
It comes at like I got it right away. Like it wasn't like oh there it is. Like I got it right away, but then it does. It kind of lingers and smolders for a while.
Yeah.
and it just hangs out.
Really
It's,
nice.
it's not angry like
Yeah.
like Crime or Punishment. It's
Oh,
Right.
It's
crime and
smooth.
punishment.
so essentially,
I
what
love
you're saying
those
is it's
beers.
not quite enough for Steph, but she enjoys it anyway. What is
I have
happening?
food all over me.
I thought you were having a wardrobe malfunction over there.
Are you saying she likes pain?
No, well, yeah, actually.
Well, I guess.
Yeah. I thought you're so obviously our listeners can't see this, but Steph got all decked out in her cool sequin jacket
She looks
always
great.
have to dress up for Little Big Beer Fest.
Which we've already spilled on.
Yeah, which apparently she.
How far are we into this?
Yeah, we're like our third interview and fourth interview, and you've already.
It's all right.
Made a
It's
mess
all
of
right.
yourself.
This is why I wear black.
Yes. So we have another beer here that isn't on our list. What is this?
It is Hazelnut Dark of the Forest.
Hazelnut
which is
Dark of
our
the Forest.
Hazelnut coffee stout.
You know, for a moment I thought it was going to be Hazelnut Lazarus, but I'm glad that you corrected me.
Yeah, there's a little bit of coffee in there.
Oh, that's nice. Now I appreciate the heat, but I'm not into it as much as Steph is. I am into coffee, and this is really nice.
There is a boatload of coffee in that beer. I mean, you do get the jitters when you drink a lot of it.
You can feel it.
Jitters.
Yeah.
I can feel it. Yeah, it's got almost like an espresso
Right.
taste
Yeah.
and feel to it.
I think the hazelnut helps with that too.
Right, it definitely smooths it out some. And
What was the measurement? Was it one boatload that went into the...
Or is it
Pretty
a metric fuck ton?
to be exact, 10 pounds of coffee.
10
beans.
pounds.
Coarse
For
ground coffee
How big of a
beans.
batch?
10 barrels.
10 barrels.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's
So,
really nice.
It sat in for a while.
Yeah.
It's kind of up for debate.
James
Talk a
says
lot of
the
guys that say, no, it only needs a few hours. And it went for a long weekend,
Yeah.
like 4 days.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
I got sick over the weekend. I was going to take it out. And
It's like,
I couldn't
do it.
You know, it was one of those like serious chest colds. I was like, the hell with it. When I come in Monday, I was like, oh man, I think it's too much. And then
It
I had a bunch
tasted
of
like
other,
it tasted like somebody just brewed an espresso.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was a double espresso.
Right.
I mean, you drink it and your eyes lit up.
I really like it. It does. Like I already feel like a caffeine
Jittery.
surge. Yeah. Like
And you drink a crap ton of coffee.
And I drink a shitload of coffee. And I mean, it's been like what, a minute since I drank that, and I'm already like, whoa, that is really awesome.
It's definitely it. So far of all the stouts that we've done, I think that one is the one that people. That and the Mexican Lazarus. The Mexican Lazarus is like the. I'm not going to say it. I hate saying it's the white whale, only because I don't brew it very often.
Right.
But
and because it's awesome.
The Hazelnut Dark of the Forest is by far the favorite of all the stouts we've done. I mean, it lasted. When we did it, it didn't last very long. I mean, it was gone at that time. If we didn't can or bottle any of it. It was all draft.
All in,
you know?
yeah.
So,
wow.
But
I really like that.
Yeah, it's to be, believe it or not, that's my first time I've ever used coffee in a beer.
Really?
Yeah, and
that surprises me.
yeah, it's. I generally am not. I mean, I do my homework when it comes to new things, and I'm not the one that likes to just jump in to go full batch on some experiments. And the one day I was like, the hell with it, you know. So what we normally do with spices or anything like that, we hang it in grain bags, so we can hang it from the top of the fermenter, and you know, as long as I don't get sick and taste it
right.
hourly or daily, I can kind of dial it in exactly where I want.
Right.
And so, especially when it comes to spices, you know, with cinnamon or, anything, you know, the Christmas spices or the pumpkin spices, where you can easily overdo it. You know, we can kind of dial it back, and a lot of brewers are doing that now. So that's what's nice about being able to do it that way. You know, you can kind of do it to taste.
A little finer control
Right.
over, yeah.
Right, unless the grain bags break and you don't know that. they
Right,
break.
right. Or
And-
when you get sick.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Right.
you're getting sick and leaving this one sit longer was a happy accident because
Right.
that turned out really nice.
Right.
So last year you guys had the fresh out the kitchen.
Yep.
I came
Yeah.
by and had some of it on tap. We decided maybe we'll take home like 12 bottles.
Yes.
And we got home and one of them was half filled.
Uh-oh.
We emailed you and you were
Uh-oh.
so nice. So nice.
Aw.
Your customer service was just amazing.
I'll blame that on
I've
Alex.
never
He
forgotten
was filling
that. It was
No,
really, it's a
you-
testament to the beer industry in general, but you in particular.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
so impressed.
You know, I don't. I've been there. You know, where you spend a lot of money or you take a lot of time out of your day and buy something and be let down. And so for me, it's something that, you know, I always want to make sure that we remedy it and treat it right and make sure our customers are happy, because first off, it's just one of those things that you just gotta do it right. And the other part of it is I was embarrassed because it was really actually, we spent a lot of time bottling it, and one of the things, we had 2 people checking for half-filled bottles as we were filling, and I have no idea how the hell it got through.
How it got by.
Yeah.
I got the white whale.
You did. You got
He
the
did.
whitest of
Well,
whales.
And I didn't get blamed for it that time.
He did not. Him and I were actually filling, so actually probably is my fault or your fault for filling it. But the point is so actually what happens, here's the story.
A little
with that,
behind the
all
scenes
right?
now. Okay.
So at the time, we kegged everything, and we weren't ready to bottle. We just didn't have the manpower at the time. And so we would actually bottle off our kegs. And so when you're halfway through a bottle and the keg kicks, if you don't catch it in time and you hit it with CO2, it just explodes.
Yeah.
Just beer comes shooting out. And so what we'll do is we'll just cap it, pull them aside, and then we'll drink it. Because, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
not full. Yeah.
Right. And so it's like shit. Oops.
So that one did get set aside, yeah.
Right.
Oh.
That's exactly the story. There you go. You have
But
it.
it's a testament to how awesome you are.
So that's like the third or fourth time somebody's tried to tackle that door over there. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I know. There's these weird double wooden doors behind us here in our little podcast alcove, and I don't know where they lead, but people have been trying
Some
to
people have made it through.
burst
so
through.
there
Some
might
people they must have
special code or
keys
something.
or something. I don't.
And some people just try to pound their body against
But every
it.
once in a while, it sounds like somebody tackles it.
Yeah, I don't know if somebody's trying to open it or people are just falling into
We
it.
still have a couple hours left.
I was like, it's not that long. We're not
Yeah.
that far into this brewfest.
We should all have spears in case. We should just
yeah.
create a barricade.
They might push our table. Well, guys,
Make way.
it's always good to see
Absolutely.
you guys.
Thank you guys for stopping by.
Hey,
Have
thanks.
fun today.
Appreciate it.
Hope you guys enjoy your weekend and your weekday, or actually, Jesus Christ,
It's Saturday, man.
It's Saturday.
You totally lost track
I
of what
almost
day it
said
is.
Sunday. Holy shit!
I have been saying it is Friday since Monday.
You both need a nap.
Yep. I had one. I lied twice now. I did. I was off yesterday too. I was at home by 2:00.
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
out on the couch at
You
2
have
o'clock.
no excuse then.
I
What is
don't.
going on?
I'm actually feeling pretty good today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I felt
Good.
bad about not going to the brewery yesterday. You were at home by 2. I was sitting and working on my computer till 5.
You know what this is? It's the
Smallest
world's smallest
violin.
violin playing my heart bleeds for.
Hey, I did get a nap at my kids' soccer practice. That was about it.
That's terrible. What the hell is
Wow.
wrong with you?
You know, you got to sleep
Hey,
sometime.
you've seen it
Fair
once,
enough.
you've seen it a million times, right?
It's soccer
Thanks, guys.
practice.
Soccer
Bye, guys. Don't
Thanks.
forget.
See ya.
So we have another returning guest from Little Big Beer Fest's past. This time without Dill Beer, but he did bring,
Fruity Pebbles.
and we cannot wait.
As
we have,
requested by Steph last year.
That's
yes,
right.
exactly.
What do I request this year?
Yeah.
He's already done
you
the
gotta,
Dill
You got to
Beer.
put in your order
now
for
he's
next year.
done Fruity Pebbles. I don't even know what to ask for.
I may have a Beer Busters exclusive for next year.
Ooh.
A little teaser on what I am planning for next year.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Where's the little
Oh,
soundbite?
God. Come on, man. You're giving me freaking too much work to do here, man.
It's still early yet.
I never use this thing. Dan knows where all the buttons are. I don't. How about
It's drugs.
There we go.
Breaking news. There.
We'll get to that at the end.
So we have
He's going to make us wait for it.
Teaser. That's why they call it a teaser.
Brooks from Haymauer Brewing Company. Welcome to the table.
Thanks for having me again. Nice to see you guys again.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up.
Oh, my pleasure.
So how have things been since we last talked?
Busy. The train's...
Oh, this is so good.
Oh, boy.
The train is rolling down the tracks as we speak. It's gaining speed, but we haven't made it to the station quite yet, so to speak. So, got the okay from zoning, our local zoning office. That was about a week before Christmas, so they signed off on the plan that we want to turn the detached garage into the production facility. A couple little hiccups here and there with the local township building ordinances, but that got worked out. Let's see, we got our tanks about 3-4 weeks ago, so we got 3 7-barrel fermenters and a 7-barrel bright, so that's checked off our list. The list is still long, but I'm working my ass off to just cross them all off to get up in operation.
Well, it's opening a brewery. It's like how you eat an elephant.
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
Let me tell you, anyone out there who's listening who has had children probably has heard this phrase before. You don't know patience. You don't learn patience until you have children.
Right.
I call fucking bullshit on that one because you know what? I'm a father, proud father, two young boys with my beautiful wife. And you learn patience starting to build a brewery because it's always this hoop to go through, this hoop. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. So. Slow and steady wins the race, and we'll get to the end eventually. Here, we're hoping to be licensed late summer, early fall this year to start self distribution. Then 2019 tap room downtown Dillsburg.
All
Cool.
right.
Dillsburg is going to become quite the place.
Yeah, it really is. There's a lot going on.
Once all y'all get up and running, and Big Bottom Brewery. I don't know why I always have
Big
to
Bottom
think
Brewery.
before I say it. Once they rebrand
We had Brad
the
on
pizza
from
place.
Big Bottom Brewery talking about the new brew pub.
Don't they also have deals in Dillsburg? No, no one knows that.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
what that is.
it's a car dealer. That's their thing. We got Dills in Dillsburg. We got big deals in there.
Deals?
Yeah, it's cheesy as can be.
But,
hey, I'm from Wisconsin. I even think that's cheesy.
I quit.
So can we just get to this? I've already had
Please enjoy.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
So what's
for
with the
this.
name? I'm excited to hear about the name.
So so you're they're drinking the Fruity Pebbles Triple IPA,
Which literally has.
You got
fruity. It's got
It's
floaty
perfect.
bits.
I love that you
Steph,
did that.
it's got floaty bits.
I know, but to get a couple little flakes, what would you call those? Bits.
I think you'd call them pebbles. 'cause that's
If
what
you
they're
get
called.
a few pebbles with the beer, it's just it's magic.
Except these pebbles float, unlike the Stone Brethren of these wonderful delight of the Fruity Pebbles.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just had a pebble. He had a little kid.
Jesus Christ! This podcast going south very quickly.
Whoa!
Let's get back on track.
Hold on.
Anywho,
hold on. So, okay, one thing I noticed when we were up at your stand before the fest actually started, this is called Fruity Pebbles, but it's one letter different from the popular. Two letters different.
Because the Pebbles also has one B.
Yeah,
No, there's 2 letters difference from the popular kids cereal.
Well,
and stuff
trying to fly under the quote-unquote radar when it comes to licensing and the legality of using the brand. So we try to change things a little bit to maybe deflect.
Be like, no, it's not.
Whatever. I mean, we're not selling. We can't sell yet, so
that's true. I guess it doesn't really matter.
What am I going to do? Get a cease and desist. Letter from
Stop
Post
selling
or
the beer
something?
you can't sell.
I was gonna say,
There you go.
Stop giving away beer with this name on it.
So there are Fruity Pebbles in the beer also, not
Yeah.
just literally floating in it right now.
Correct.
But
Yeah,
in the brewing process,
yeah,
Fruity Pebbles. Are
absolutely. There's a video on our Instagram page of me literally taking a Fruity Pebbles box and shaking it into our mash tun, and stirring it all up. And I was kind of apprehensive with the brewing process. We've all had Fruity Pebbles with milk, and after a while, it just kind of turns to mush.
Mhm. Yeah.
I was really worried about lautering this beer that I'd have a stuck sparge, but actually, it turned out really, really well. It did the exact opposite for it, and ran clean and clear, and it turned out great.
How much Fruity Pebbles did you actually use in the mash?
Yeah, since we're still considered home brewing level, I only do about 5.5 gallon batches.
I was going to say, so it wasn't a big batch.
No.
to begin with. Okay.
I mean, obviously, this is an experimental batch for it, so just kind of shoot from the hip and see what happens. So we used about a pound, so about a box. I mean,
Right.
I think the box we're garnishing with is like 11 ounces.
Right.
So I mean, I just
garnishing. I love it. Garnish. with Fruity
absolutely.
Pebbles.
You eat and drink with your eyes before you taste.
So other than so it's an IPA. It's got Fruity Pebbles.
triple IPA.
It's a triple IPA. It's got
correct.
Fruity Pebbles in it. Did you do anything else in the recipe to sort of get towards that like candy cereal type flavor?
Not really. I mean, I use some corn sugar to try to boost the ABV.
Right.
Try to dry it out as well too.
Yeah.
But not really. I mean, the hops I used. I mean, I used Denali, Simcoe, and Centennial, and thinking to get a little more of that fruitiness from it, and just threw a ton at it and see what happens, and threw a ton in the dry hop, and it turned out very well. I'm very, very proud of it. I'm glad Steph
James
likes
is liking it.
That's one of the joys of home brewing, though. Is it is only 5 gallons, so you can. There's no fear.
You
You're
fuck
like,
it up, it
what's the
doesn't
worst
matter.
that's going to happen? I'm
Yeah.
going to dump 5 gallons of beer.
Not so sure I want to
Tastes
do
like
it.
Pretty
over
bad,
barrels.
actually.
Yeah.
Not so much. Not so sure I want to do over 200 gallons of this in the full scale. But I guess if the demand's there, I'd be more than happy to supply everyone with
40
the
pounds
product.
of Fruity
What
Pebbles.
size system are you planning to use once you are legit and commercial?
So we're going with a 7-barrel direct fire system. I'm still working away here, trying to locate used equipment. We're a very, very, very tight budget. My wife and I were putting everything we got into it. We did take on a business partner who's helped us out as well too. And we're just trying to pinch the pennies as best we can, trying to source anything we can. I mean, I built our mash tun out of a bulk dairy tank we found locally. It's 400 gallons, so I could do technically low gravity 10-barrel batches, but I thought that was a little bit too big because with the approval we received, I kind of had a promise that there'd be no employees, so it's basically my wife and I. That's it. So
Wow.
mainly, just me. So I got to really limit myself, especially with the plan. Once we get up licensed, start self-distribution, I'm going to try to still work my 9 to 5. And that's not a 40-hour week. I more or less work a 50 to 60-hour work week, as well as 2 young children with activities. My wife, we talked about her last year with her boudoir photography.
Yeah.
Shannon HaymarPhotography.com. Nice plug for you,
Her
sweetheart.
work, her work is awesome. If you're unfamiliar and
that's right.
interested,
Yeah. And even if you're not into photography, by supporting that business,
Absolutely.
you'll also be supporting the eventual Haymauer Brewing Company. So your
That's
money's
a
going to
good
go.
point.
The two are very, very matched together. One supports the other. So I really have to limit myself what I can do because I don't want to burn myself out and stall. And obviously quality of our product really suffers because of how busy I am. But there's going to come a point where I'm going to have to say goodbye to the corporate world. I can't wait. Let me tell you, I am done. I've been done about 2 years ago. But we got our mortgage still got to pay. You know, got healthcare and things like that. But it's it's going to work out in the long run. And we'll be open before you know it, and Steph will be plenty of dill on tap for you.
Woo! I can't wait.
Dill and Fruity Pebbles.
I've been begging
You know,
people to make a
actually-
dill beer for like 5 years, and I knew you were going to be a friend the last year when you brought that to the table.
So rather than doing like a full-on commercial-sized batch of the Fruity Pebbles, you could do the base triple IPA and then just
Do a Randall.
add your own. You can just bring your own box of Fruity Pebbles to the brewery and you just throw it in the glass.
Yeah, and I'm planning in the tap room to have a couple, at least probably 2, maybe 3, just very very small batch, to keep really the art in the brewing that I can really experiment to come up with a Fruity Pebbles beer for maybe a special occasion, things like that.
Or
I'm going to order a flight at a brewery. And
No,
then
you
I'm gonna
get
be-
one
I
of
just
those-
put
wait.
Shake Fruity Pebbles, and they'll look at me
That or
like,
just bring your cereal with you.
you get a flight of this base beer, right? And then you buy one of those variety packs of little
Yes,
cereals, and you just
exactly.
try
Frosted
like
Flakes.
Cocoa
Little
Puffs,
Puffs,
Rice
yeah.
Krispies, Fruity Pebbles.
when we record at your
Kauki
brewery,
Crisp.
this is happening.
This is what we're doing.
We-
We're doing
Mark it down.
a beer and cereal flight.
Yes, we're going to do a pairing. See
No,
which cereals match
And
with
then
which beers.
we're gonna have to do it in the morning because we're eating cereal. So then it'll be okay to drink beer that early.
Yeah,
it'll
of
be
course.
fine.
It makes
It'll be
perfect
fine.
sense.
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect sense.
Well, speaking of beers that don't have cereal in them,
Good transition.
we've moved on
Nice.
to the
Not damn.
Smooth whiskey transition.
Yeah, I know, right? This is a barrel-aged red ale.
It's an
imperial red ale.
Yeah, an oak aged imperial red ale that I soaked the oak cubes in Jameson for it. So I didn't want to.
Right, I guess you're not at the point where you have a barrel to use at this point. So I guess
Yeah, barrel's a little expensive. I'd rather be buying shiny stainless stuff instead of wood cast. But
I don't blame you.
boy, it's expensive. So I wanted to do something different as well too with this event. Everyone has always raved about my Irish beers, and so I never done. This is actually one of my first oak beers.
Oh, yeah?
Just decided to do some oak cubes and soak them in some Jameson for a couple weeks. I actually brewed this beer right at the end of January. So, I was freezing my ass off outside when it was about 20 frickin' degrees out. And worrying about my garden hose freezing while I'm cleaning all my equipment. But anyways, so it's aged on the oak for about 2 months, and then got to just kept tasting it week by week, and got to that perfect flavor that I really really enjoyed, and ended up kegging it, let it sit down in my basement in the cellar, and turned out really nice. I'm very very proud of it.
Yeah,
It's
this
really
is
good.
awesome.
It's really
Thank
quite
you.
tasty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a good beer to have along with the gimmicky beer. To
To show that I'm actually a
You could
legitimate
actually
brewer.
Yeah.
do something. Yeah.
because there are breweries out there that are surviving and making a lot of money making just gimmicky beers, but I think you do have to prove that you can make really well-made legit beers too, and not just throw a bunch of fun stuff. Now for this event though, it's like
You
there's
gotta
no
do
rules.
it.
There's no rules. You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want, which is fantastic. But
Right, and I really
what
want
a good pair of beers to bring.
Right, and I really want to be known as a very, very well-versed brewer. So
Yeah.
someone can come up to me, all right, I want a Pilsner, I want a Lager, I want a Kolsch, I want an Imperial Stout, X, Y, Z. And I want to make, a very, very, very solid, very, very good beer. And any style that, I decide to choose. So, I'm really trying to push my versatility as a brewer, that I'm really trying to learn as best I can all the beer styles. Some that I'm not maybe, like myself a little bit too much, but trying to broaden the palate, so to speak,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
offer a diversification of our offerings to our patrons at our tap room soon to be.
Very nice.
So can't you give us a tease for next year?
So the exclusive.
Have we waited long enough?
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Did you find the break?
Tofurkey?
He didn't find it yet.
What was that?
No. 4 to 7 inches.
Okay. All right. All I'll say, so I'm going to be teasing this beer throughout the year, so please keep an eye on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts.
Clues.
So the first...
It'll be like a scavenger hunt.
The first hint, all I'm going to say, Steph, you're going to want to wear a big hat. So write it down. Big hat.
Okay.
Arby's?
No, it's not Arby's.
Pharrell.
Minty?
I'm thinking of things that wear big hats.
Does it have mint in it?
Maybe.
I did say it. He said it.
I'm going to say this is my favorite beer so far.
It's really good. I really like it.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
the
This
style.
espresso stout or whatever, the coffee stout that tastes like espresso.
It's tied between the Fruity Pebbles and the Mexican Lazarus. What a surprise. I'm so freaking predictable.
I know, right?
No, this Irish red
No,
is
but that Irish is-
perfect
yeah.
for style. Yeah.
It's
Thank
delicious.
The whiskey's very
Thank
nice.
you. I
with it.
appreciate you guys again having me on. I love listening to you guys' podcast.
Aw, thanks.
Thanks.
Aw, shucks.
I'm sure I'll probably be listening to you guys while I'm, riding the lawnmower, mowing lawn, drinking a beer. But no, for everything you guys do, and as my thanks, last year, I gave you guys the Peep Show poster.
That's right.
Which
Yeah,
we
we
still
loved it.
have.
I made a Fruity Pebbles poster for you guys as well too.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to get a photo together in front of the Harrisburg Beer Week sign. And
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Once again, guys, I love your podcast, and
Thank you.
thanks again for letting me get the word out to the masses, because we're struggling to get open, and I think we have a solid product that we can really grow with, and all the help that anyone has given us, I really want to repay back.
Yeah, and we can't wait to record the first episode at your pub. It'll be so awesome.
Do you want to do it at the pub or
the garage?
Or the garage?
The garage is fine.
The garage is fine. We can do the garage first and then
Maybe we
graduate
can have
to the
two.
pub.
Yeah, we can have two.
Of course.
Two openings.
Can I dress up though?
Yeah.
And all the bourgeois.
No,
Can we do
I
a
wanna look
photography
pretty.
session? We can photograph James.
You totally should. Totally should.
yeah, only women. Sorry, it's a woman.
We'll put a wig on you.
Dude looks like a lady.
Oh man! All right. I
Thanks,
think
Brooks.
we need
It's
to
always
end,
great to
end this
see you.
segment before we get a little too far down that road.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks so much, man.
Enjoy yourself, guys, and have a good rest of your beer week.
Thank you. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers.
So, coming up to the table, another triumphant return to the podcast today. We have Jared and Ben from Collusion Tapworks. How you guys doing?
Excellent.
What's up? Hello.
Good to see you guys. How's Harrisburg Beer Week and Little Big Beer Fest been for you so far?
Pretty good. I mean, this has been, as Collusion, our second Little Big Beer Festival.
Right.
I've been here up here three, maybe 4 times now between different places. I think
Right.
3.
It's easy to lose track at this festival.
It really is, yeah.
Very quickly.
Yeah, this whole 8+% beer thing
Yeah.
is a little.
Yeah, and I like that you filled that entire ginormous glass with that one.
That is what I was told to do. Was
I'm a
fill
fan.
Up,
I
big
thought it was
glasses.
a whole pitcher. I thought we were supposed to bring 2 pitchers.
We assumed this is what we were going to fill.
When we
so.
recorded at Neshaminy, one of those pitchers was filled with ice box
Oh my God!
at the
Jesus.
end of the episode.
Yeah,
That was a bad idea.
Rich
was
is
a
giving
whole-
up. He's trying to kill us now.
Yeah, Rich
Yeah.
is just trying to kill us.
that was a
For
whole
sure.
thing.
So you brought 2 beers, but one of them is not one of the beers that was supposed to be here.
Correct. We, I kind of made a mistake.
Oops.
We
It's a happy
were
little
slated,
accident.
Yeah, happy little accident. We were slated to bring our Anamorphous number 17, which is our rotating double IPA, where ABV changes a little bit, grain bill changes a little bit, hops change a little bit every single time. The most recent one was one of my favorites, which was Anamorphous 17. However, I did not realize that we were going to sell as much as we did out of the tasting room, and by the time that I got to the brewery this morning, at around 8:30, there were 0 kegs of 17 left because they tapped them all last night.
Hey,
and
congratulations.
I did not assume that we were going to go through, just shy of 40 sixtels in less than a week.
Wow.
So that being said, we brought our just random, normal, everyday, IPA of Homunculus.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
which
that.
I believe you all have had a couple times.
We have, but I'm
Did we- you-
happy to have it again.
We had this when we recorded at
Correct. When you guys were there at Collusion,
definitely
we had that there.
Episode 111.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
with,
in our notes.
With God knows
I wouldn't
how
have known that
many-
off the top of my head.
I
It's
was
in my
going to say,
notes.
there's no way you remembered that. Not with all the beers that we drank that day.
That was a fun night.
Yeah, oh, that was a good time.
We
That
were
was a good
eating
time.
snacks. We were sniffing barrels.
Ratchet snacks.
That was like we did like a 3-hour recording. It was like 2.5, 3 hours by the time everything was done.
That's how we do.
Some of them are starting to get a little long.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what are you going to do? That's
But
why we
then-
only do an episode every other week, so you have 2 weeks to freaking listen to it. It's fine. It's
Then
fine.
on top of that, we brought our All Fudged Up, which is we do a couple different versions of this beer of varying alcohol levels.
Oh my god, it legit smells like fudge. Like
Does
fudge
it really?
syrup.
This one is 10% alcohol. This is our highest ABV one, 10% alcohol with the most chocolate out of any of our chocolate beers that we do. We actually have a bourbon barrel aged version of this being released, I don't know,
hopefully next month or so.
next couple of weeks.
Like
next month.
around when this episode comes
It's,
out.
it's literally bottled and ready to go. I'm just waiting on labels
Can
for the
you
beer.
release that with strawberries? That would be an amazing, like,
Don't tell
chocolate covered
people.
strawberry beer.
No, we thought about doing another strawberry. I mean, when me and Ben did,
You did the Ben and Jerry's beer.
that right, the Ben and Jared's beer,
Ben and Jared's.
Ben and Jared's. That was the Neapolitan with chocolate and vanilla and strawberry. Strawberry's super hard to get a good flavor out of,
Yeah.
but
Especially
might,
in a big roasty beer.
Yeah. That straight up tastes like a brownie. Like that is
delicious.
Yeah.
It's
Brownie
pretty good.
batter.
We do
Yeah.
have brownies.
We do. We
Brownie
do.
with
I
the
see
brownie
some.
bear.
Yeah, I might just eat one of those.
Yeah. We were going to bring, there's a whole big tray. We wanted to bring a whole tray of brownies over here, but we didn't.
They might frown upon that.
Yeah. I don't
I'll
think
just
they
drink
like
this
that.
instead.
Yeah.
That's true. We have liquid brownies. We don't
Yeah.
need any more.
That's true. We do have liquid. And then liquid coffee as well.
We have all the desserts that we could possibly
Because, you know,
need.
coffee's not normally liquid.
Well,
I have no, I have no response to that. No response.
Yeah.
No response.
So before we got into the official interview segment, we talked a little bit about some label artwork you had done for
Correct.
Homunculus, which was really cool, like
Yes.
black and white, like ink line art. Can we get a shout out to the artist who put that together for you?
yeah. Oliver Scott is his name. He's a 19-year-old kid right out of downtown York. Works at a tattoo studio right now, and is just doing some absolutely killer hand-drawn artwork. Everything's in black and white for him. I think I've seen one or two maybe colored pictures out of all of his scope of work, and he's killing it. I mean, awesome design, awesome artwork. And we're working with him and a design company to kind of come up with an entire brand for where we want Collusion to be at. You know, we've kind of been hodgepodging it for the past year and a half of just different names, different styles, different artwork, different artists, and not really, you know, giving a encompassing brand to ourselves, which is not a bad thing. I mean, that's, you know, we just kind of wing it, you know?
Right? Yes.
Some of the artwork would be really cool for like prints or T-shirts and merchandise. It's super cool stuff, and I don't think I know. Well, I don't think there's any other breweries that are doing quite that kind of look. I know it's hard.
Yeah, I mean,
Our
the
listeners can't see what it looks like, but it's
the labels
really
are
unique.
all the artwork itself. He does, like I said, all black and white. So our label design is looking like it's going to be an all black background with white outlines and white artwork.
Oh, cool.
With a little color thrown in here and there.
Yeah.
You know, we're like I said, we're maybe 50% done.
Just
with
like
the-
Steph's dress.
Yeah, kind of
Just
like
a little bit of color.
Kinda like that. Just a little bit.
Gotta bring out the sequence.
Also looks like different colors depending on the angle of the light and
Yeah.
you know where you're looking at it from. But
Am I drunk, or is her dress doing that?
is it black and blue or is it white and gold?
Oh God, no.
So yeah, I mean, when me and Ben were figuring out what we were going to do for the different beers and the different styles and what direction we wanted to go with the brewery and the brand. When Ben showed me Oliver's artwork, it was kind of like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
This kid is just super talented.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I don't know if he has like a I'm sure he has something on the internet people could look up.
I think his Instagram is Oliver _ Scott.
Oliver _ Scott. Yeah, so check it out. Take a look at it. You
Yeah.
can see what we're talking about for one thing. But yeah, definitely really cool. So you're going to keep using him as like an artist to
that's our
sort of
goal.
Develop the brand and
that's
the
our
labels
goal.
and
You know,
ideas.
he's a little wet behind the ears when it comes to actual doing branding and design and marketing and labels and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to raw talent, I mean, this kid is just killing it.
That's cool.
Well, and it might be good that he's not even that way because it brings a fresh perspective.
No, without
and he
a doubt.
doesn't have that marketing mind on. It's
Without a
more
doubt.
about the art, and it really can
Yeah.
allow you guys to take that and brand it. And I'm excited.
Yeah, I
about
mean,
it.
we picked, I believe, I know 6 different beers that we're going to start off with for the canning line. 3 of our year-round beers, which we already do, which are Homunculus, Anamorphous, and Fuzzy Scrumpet, are going to be 3 of the 6. And then out of the other 3, we've got our Fresh Pots, which is our 5.5% milk stout, coffee milk stout, which is now going to be rebranded as a different name. And instead of just making it a coffee beer, we're doing what? We're doing it's going to be like coconut adjuncts. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, it'll be a 5.5% base milk stout, and then flavor of the week.
Just throw
Flavor of the
shit
week
at it.
kind of deal, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
We've got a Berliner Weiss that we're doing with different fruit in it. Basically, not necessarily every release, but our Soma that we're doing our Berliner Weiss. Currently, we've done cherry and mango, which have worked out really well for us. And then the last one will be just a 6% New England. We kind of toyed around with doing a sessionable 5% like we used to do with Alley IPA, which we don't make anymore, or something a little bigger. 6% kind of falls right in the range of what we're going to do. So that'll be a nice cloudy, hazy, which we're still working on the recipe. I mean, we've done 6 or 7 different versions of it, just trying to figure out where we want to go with it. And that'll be Cinnabar Elixir.
Right.
So the whole theme, the whole brand is going to be medieval alchemy, hidden symbols, just like the Collusion logo with.
That's cool.
With that type of deal. But yeah, that's
awesome.
That's where we're
I
headed.
look forward to it. Well, as always, it's great to see you guys and drink your beers and smell your barrels.
I'm gonna drink some more of this liquid brownie.
I know, right?
We actually have we have a couple new barrels coming next week.
Yay!
Jim Beam barrels, which are my favorite. I love Jim Beam, by the way.
Nice.
Next time we're coming to the show, we're all ripping shots.
Oh dear. I don't know.
Yeah.
When we drink liquor on the show, it's never good.
That's fine. It's never good with me either.
It does not end well.
It does not end well.
Bourbon Busters.
So if we mix the brownie beer with the Pots beer, would you have a magic brownie?
You would, yeah. You would.
It could be magically delicious.
Fresh pot brownie.
Magic brownie.
Memories.
I think on that note, thanks guys so much
for
coming up to the table.
Yeah,
thanks
for
for
sure.
bringing us
Thank you
delicious
so much.
beers. So good to see you guys again. And we'll have to get back out to the brewery sometime.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Drink some of your beer out of cans.
Once we get the new cans up and
Yeah,
running,
yeah,
we've
definitely.
got another expansion coming. We're basically doubling our output for fermenters, doubling size of doing some 15-barrel fermenters, and adding some more 7s in.
Cool.
Upgrading glycol system, building a new cold storage area, and potentially looking at a second location.
Wow. Very
we've
exciting.
got, we've got a lot of stuff in the works. But
Awesome.
You definitely have to come back down and hang
Yeah,
out.
definitely.
For sure.
A lot going on. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Happy to hear.
Have fun, guys.
Glad to see
Have
you
a
guys
good time.
expanding. Yeah.
You too.
Thank you so much, man.
Yep.
Continuing our epic romp through Little Big Beer Fest 2018, we now have from Spring Gate Brewing, Greg joining us at the table. How you doing, man?
Hello, I'm good.
Thanks for coming up and talking to us. How has the fest been for you so far?
It's good. It's been a while since I've actually been up in the Civil War Museum here, and it's great. I got to look over, see the view. You forget how awesome the city is as far as like the aesthetics. And great festival. The brewmaster was supposed to be here this week, but things came up, and I got to be here, so it's not a bad way to spend my Saturday.
Yay,
Not
that's
at all.
awesome.
Yeah. I haven't really talked a whole lot about the actual Civil War Museum that we're in right now. And I did want to mention, you mentioned like outside, like if you go out in that patio area, I was out there for reasons.
Shoveling snow.
Yeah, it's cool. Like the view and like you're up, like you're way up high and you can see like for miles and miles and miles. And it's a really cool little setup and like a big open grass area. It's a really cool spot.
And it's a bummer even forget the Civil War Museum, but Reservoir Park, like I grew up in this area, we never use it. Like it's got the amphitheater, it's got built up, so I'm sure there's some kind of blocks that there's reasons why it's not being utilized, but hopefully, people get investors or some kind of things
something will go on
because
there.
it's silly.
That's cool. Yeah. All right. Well, enough of talking about the venue. Let's talk about the brewery you came here from.
Yeah, so you guys have had some fun Harrisburg Beer Week events going on. I was actually up at the brewery/vineyard, which we should mention. I guess the vineyard was there first.
Yes.
And then the brewery was added,
So the actual winery side, we celebrated our 4-year anniversary a little over about a month ago. And then the brewery was open a little over 2 years. And then we had our first year in the brewery. We were just doing off a 2-barrel system, and then we upgraded to a 10-barrel system, and that's been in place for about another year. So about 2 years, a little bit more for the brewery in total.
And it's such a beautiful spot. It's a farm and nice, wide open space. And we were there for the Oktoberfest, which was last weekend.
The Frühling, it's the Spring
Fest, not Oktoberfest, the Spring Fest. And it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which I love that it was multiple days. And but super cool. People were just, all over the grounds and drinking beers and drinking wine slushies and like sparkling wines and sangrias. And there was definitely an alcoholic beverage for everyone. And such a cool spot. And there were a bunch of food trucks set up. Very cool. It was my first time there, and I look forward to going back. We had a great time.
And what I tell people is that even if you're not into drinking, it's just a great place. Kick your shoes off, live music, food trucks. And like you said, there is something there for everybody. We've got over 60 wine products between wine, cider. We have a meat or two. And then the beer has slowly grown in both the amount we have and the quality. So we had a good learning curve, I think every brewery does. What I tell people about the beer we make is that we do very sort of classic traditional styles. And I think it's important that people keep pushing the envelope in creating, double this and fruited that and sours, and that's important. But like anything, I think these things go in cycles where you can go back to basics. Show me you can do a Kolsch. Show me you can do a Vienna. And people who are used to these off-the-wall things, it's like, oh, something simple. Like, this is weird.
Yeah, that Märzen that was on last weekend was delicious. It was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, so it was
good.
It was a really, really...
So good. So good.
so good.
Yep, that was in my head, so I had to say it one more time.
It was a super cold winter, so we had a lot of tank space. So we got to do that. We're going to be unveiling a Mexican Pilsner for Cinco de Mayo coming up, which I think is hilarious.
Steph's happy about that.
Well, no, because I never would have thought 5 years ago getting into brewing that I would be excited to brew basically a Corona style. You know what I mean? But it's ours and it's still craft, even though we we use some corn adjuncts, but it's ours.
Yeah, no need for the lime, I assume.
Oh no, it's getting garnished with lime.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh, it is.
But it's not going to be like skunk and you're trying to cover it up like actual Corona.
No, absolutely. And that's actually another thing I was saying, giving me pause, is that now it's one thing to hide behind a beer that is 100 IBUs and 8% alcohol, but show me you can do a simple lager where there's nothing to hide behind. Any imperfection's really going to come out, and I think that's getting back what you were saying before, getting back to basics is what kind of what the trend's going to.
I hope so.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
And that's really how you can judge a brewery too, if you go there and try their Pilsner.
Amen.
Yeah.
Preach, James.
But mind you, we are coming out with the our own New England IPA.
Of course
coming
you
out
are.
Because
you have to.
Absolutely, because thank
Gotta
God,
pay the bills.
Thank God that's a new style that's getting
stay in
codified.
business.
Yeah.
So we're passing around not a New England IPA,
We
but
are
a
not.
Belgian triple.
A Belgian triple that is very effervescent.
Yeah, so this one's a pretty simple recipe, mostly Pilsner with a little bit of Carapils for some body and 5 gallons of honey.
And it is, like you said, it's a Belgian triple. Mm-hmm. It's not nothing wrong with like a cherry triple. We've had really good fruited triples, but just basic. It is what it is. It hits the notes it needs to hit. It's really good, and it's a little big beer fest, so it's 10%.
Of course.
Can't taste that though.
Not really.
It's like bubble gum.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call those sleepers.
Yeah. It
Just a
definitely
wee
is sleeper.
sneaking up on you.
And then we have
Now that's gonna sneak up on you.
a barley wine.
So this one here, this is my first recipe I got to put together. So where we're at now is we just finished our expansion. So we have a 10-barrel brew house with 4 10-barrel fermenters and a 10-barrel bright. and we just got in 4 new 20-barrel fermenters and a 20-barrel bright. And so with the addition that we did, we are adding our own mill, because up until now we've used pre-mill. And so basically we have like a big shed full of all this random grain that we kind of had to get rid of. And we said, well, I guess a barley wine, you know what I mean? We can. So it's Maris Otter, some Crystal 60, some Munich, some Vienna, just kind of odds and ends to kind of put it together. UK North Down and some Fuggles.
Very cool. Nice. Very good.
So it seems like you guys have events going on all the time at the Vineyard and Brewery, but what are some big events that are coming up in May that people should look forward to?
We talked about for Cinco de Mayo, we're going to be releasing our it's our Mexican, but it's Spanish for spring. It's Puerta.
Enero? Isn't Enero?
It's like Puerto de Fuente. I should know
used to
this.
know the word
Sorry,
for spring.
boss, if I'm not forgetting the name.
Is it Vierna?
Isn't it Verna? It's
Well, yeah, because vernal equinox is the spring. Yeah,
it's spring and then whatever fountain is. I think.
Where's Francisco? We need Francisco.
Senor.
But
pantalones.
Yeah. So that's looking forward to it, and obviously saying since it was such a awful, terrible, miserable winter, that any kind of May warmness is a celebration in itself. So
for sure,
just give me an 80-degree day, and I think that's our celebration.
And what a great place to enjoy an 80-degree day.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, it was awesome to meet you.
Cool.
Thanks for coming up and sharing these delicious beers, and enjoy the rest of Little Big Beer Fest.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Recover.
And then recover.
Hydrate.
Keep drinking water.
Keep it together. Find a friend.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers, man. Thank you. All right, stepping up to the microphones next, we have from Moo Duck Brewing, Mike and Pat. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Hello.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so if you guys might remember, Pat was on last year at Little Big Beer Fest. Mike has been on several times. We did the whole episode at Moo Duck back in the day. But yeah, welcome back, guys. Good to see you guys again.
Hey, it's good to be here. Fun fest.
Yeah. It's like one of, if not our favorite beer fests to come to. That we've done podcasts at a lot of beer fests now, but I think this is the most fun.
This is a cool venue.
It's definitely
place is cool.
It's definitely the most boozy.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's right there in the name, so
We got a session beer.
Yeah,
7.5%.
7.5.
7.5.
Oh man, that's even. We had
session for today.
We still have the Aloha here. That's only 6. So
okay.
I actually have a little of that right here.
It's water.
I know. It basically, yeah.
Or Wooter.
Yeah, we did kick off with a 2.4%.
2.9.
2.9%.
2.9. Wow.
When we were setting up, because we figured,
you got to.
Probably should
pace
do that.
ourselves.
Yeah.
So you brought 3, so I feel like we should start drinking
Somebody's
right away.
a little dehydrated.
Oh, God.
He's drinking right out of the water pitcher.
We didn't give me a glass. Jesus.
Wow.
I'm sorry, we only have
Wow.
beer. Otherwise,
That was my fault.
It is what it
So, Mike, what should we drink first?
Let's start with the Doppelbock.
is. I like the way you think.
Yep.
So is this the Mooinator?
This is the Mooinator.
Mooduckinator?
Mooduckinator.
Yes.
The Duckinator.
Yeah, which actually somebody gave us a little shit at the brewery with one day, saying we ripped off Trogs, which, I mean,
like that's
isn't it tradition to be nadered?
Yeah, that's the whole
all, most Doppelbocks are
required.
Ader.
Yeah, so I told him that. He's like,
barely even know her.
sorry.
Hey, almost had some Mooduckinator out the nose there.
That almost came out. Wow, that was good.
We can edit that out. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow. Actually, the editor isn't here at the table right now.
I know,
so
where's he at?
It's not up to any of us. Yeah, Dan couldn't be here. He's in a wedding today. So I'm playing Dan. That's why I have all this shit in front of me.
Holy cow. Good luck.
Thanks, I'm going to need it. Although at this point,
So that's a beer we have on tap. We do it once a year. We don't have the best temperature control system, so when it's winter and it's cold and the brew house is cold, I do some lagers, and this is by far my favorite of the ones we knock out.
It's very good. I love a good Doppelbock.
Yes,
the
me
aforementioned Troganator is one of my favorite beers on the planet. And I mean, this is just as good. Really nice.
Yeah, thank you.
And I like that. I make a lager when it's cold.
Right. That's what you do.
Cool.
Well,
I like that.
yeah, that's
But I mean, I just
brewing
like
tradition.
that. But I mean, like not like you don't have the the ability to have that fine temperature control.
Right.
It's just like, so whenever it's cold enough, I'll do it. That's cool.
Old school stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Mike tells it how it is.
Yeah, that's
Come
the
on.
fun of being a little guy.
Oh, a little guy. But you're tall, though.
Yeah, but I'm tall.
I'm not.
It's a big little guy.
Very short.
Very little guy.
Big little guy, a little big beer fest.
So last year, Pat, you and Mike did a collaboration beer. How come there's no collaboration beer here today?
Oh, the Belgian plum beer.
Yeah, there is.
That's a collab.
Oh, you did collab on that?
Yeah,
all
we
right,
did
then I won't
collab
give
on
you
that.
entire shit. And
Thank you.
how come you don't officially work for Mooduk?
I am way
You're
too
just
expensive.
you're just like a Mooduk.
My
hostess.
talent is unaffordable.
He's a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just the
Fair
eye candy. That's why they put the table in the front. When they walk in, they see me, and they don't regret it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's all. I'm sorry.
The best is you could hear the wink in his voice.
You could hear the wink in his voice.
Mike just lets me brew with him. I don't know why. He's so patient.
Because he needs help, and he doesn't have to pay you.
Yeah,
that's true. You're a free assistant brewer.
But I'm such a liability. It's just, he's like, "Did you put yeast in it?" I don't know. Am I supposed to? Yes.
How much of my beer did you drink while we were brewing?
Part of
I
the
don't
process.
So okay, well then let's drink the
Yeah,
Belgian Dark Strong
let's try this.
with grilled plums.
plums.
Ooh, let's talk
Yeah.
about this.
So we have a membership club at Mooduk, and one of the benefits that they get is a unique bottle that's not released to the general Mooduk customer base. So one of the ones I did last year was This Is Act Beer, and I liked it so much I said this is going to be perfect for a Little Big Beer Fest. So we replicated. So yeah, it's a Belgian Dark Strong base, and then literally we cut some plums up into pieces and grill them up.
Brown sugar on them.
A little brown sugar glaze.
Did you eat any of them too? Because that sounds like it'd be really good.
Oh yeah,
That does sound really tasty. And at what point in the process did you add these plums?
So secondary.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially we dry hopped with plums.
Yeah.
Dry plumbing. as
dry
it were.
plum. We dry plumbed it.
Sounds dirty.
We dry plumbed it.
The grilling is a nice addition. It doesn't add really the sweetness. It's more of like the caramel. Like you
Yeah,
get the Maillard
they
reaction
really
from
get
the
like
cooking.
nice caramelization on them, and it's a perfect. It blends perfectly with that beer.
Yeah, and it accentuates like those dark fruit characters that would already be there.
It pairs nicely. Yep.
Yeah, it works really well. So you passed again.
Thank you.
Your collab beer was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Imperial Pat lives on.
You're 2
Clapping
for 2.
for myself over here.
Two for 2.
It's fine.
That's right. He was Imperial Pat.
I
That's
know.
right.
As soon as he said that, it all came back.
Imperial
it all
Pat.
came back.
Man, has it been a year already since we were here?
I know. I might be
Jeez.
still be hungover from last year. This fest.
Well.
So the special addition to today,
So, yeah,
Mistopheles.
this is our Mistopheles, which is our year-round stout. This beer has taken a crazy different number of turns along the way. Originally, we had it as a chocolate stout, about 6%. We've done it as a dry Irish stout last summer at only about 4.5%.
Oh, you're gonna love that.
And since we've gone to this version of it, we haven't left. So this is a 8.5%. It's got a little bit of milk sugar in it, not too much. Really nicely balanced, a little sweet. And then we, again, with the same thing as the plums, when it's done fermenting, we add some coffee beans to it.
That is really
Now,
nice.
James was giving a little love to Alan earlier, and I feel like we need a little more love. I always tell you how much I love you and Kristen. I think you guys are totally awesome. But about a month or so ago, it may have been even longer, we actually made it to E-Town. I know it's crazy. We don't often get that way. But we wanted to go to Funk's in E-Town, does trivia on Sundays, and we've somehow recently become trivia nerds. I'm not sure why. But of course, we can't go to E-Town without going to Mooduk. And of course, for some reason, the last 3 times I've been there, you and Kristen are not at the brewery. But I always social tag you guys.
The 3 times I haven't been there.
Were the 3 times I was there. But we went and, we enjoyed some beers with friends, and then we went up to Funk. And I thought it was so cool that you guys stopped by Funk to say hi to us. That made me feel so freaking special. I thought that was so awesome. So thank you
we don't
for
get
that.
to see you guys very often, so when you're in town, we got to go out our way to say hi.
And you brought us good luck because we won second place.
Oh, well, congratulations.
I know,
That's awesome.
right? And it was
That-
even it was
that was
Oscar
Oscar, right?
Sunday.
It was
That's what
Oscar
it
Sunday.
was. That's
Yeah.
right. We tried to get you to stay and help us with trivia. We probably would have gotten first place if you guys would have stayed.
Well, with
but-
Kristen's knowledge of the Oscar, I'm sure you probably.
I know.
would have,
I was impressed. I didn't know she had such knowledge.
Oh,
I was.
she's a super movie buff.
I love that.
Wow.
But Elizabethtown is such a cool town, and I think Funk coming into town, people always seem to gravitate to towns that have multiple spots.
Oh yeah, it's definitely good.
You might drive to Elizabethtown to go to Mooduk, but if there's Mooduk and Funk, you're going to be more likely, I think, to come into town.
Oh yeah, people are asking us all the time when they moved in what we thought, and it's been nothing but good for us. Actually, our numbers have skyrocketed since they've
That's
been in town.
awesome.
So it's been nothing but good, and it gives us a chance to collaborate on them with some fun different events. And there's another little brewery, Cox, right outside of town. So between the three of us, E-Town can be a great little beer destination.
And I want to ask you about King Slava. Did I see that you just did something with that for this year's anniversary?
Yeah, so this year's anniversary, which is always the first Saturday in November, King Slava, it has been brewed, fermenting very strong. We had a super high gravity reading, so who knows what this guy's going to come out to this year.
That beer is awesome.
We typically shoot for around 10.5. I think this year that's going to be a little higher. So we'll let that ferment out for maybe 3 weeks, and then it's going to spend about 5-6 months in some Heaven Hill barrels.
Very nice. And so what anniversary is this going to be now? How many years are you guys at now?
Oh, God. It's going to be number 4 already.
4? Wow.
Wow.
Jeez.
It's crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't understand it, but it's been awesome.
Any other big events coming up for you guys in the next couple months?
Nothing big, but, we're open 5 days a week now, which I don't know if everybody knows. So,
I don't think we've talked about that on the show.
So that's been pretty huge for us.
Yeah.
It's putting a
Cinco de Mayo
big strain on our brewing, but... yeah, we're having great. Yeah, we're having a Cinco de Mayo kind of a charity day where we're donating 10% of all sales to fight childhood diabetes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, how cool.
Unfortunately, it will have already happened by the time this hits the internet.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
That's like
but
next week.
I'll share it. There's a lot of stuff going on Cinco de Mayo. That's awesome.
And we're also going to be releasing a lime sour that day.
Oh,
just for that day, and tacos, which is unique.
Who doesn't
for
love
us,
tacos?
So, it's going to be a fun day.
That all sounds amazing.
Well, please give our love to Kristen.
Always.
It's sad that she couldn't be here, but at least we got you Imperial
We're going to
Pat.
get her. We're going to get her here to one of these because she would really have fun with this.
Yes,
these
she
beers
totally
are right
would.
up her alley. Like 8% beer is like.
Yeah, you would have to work all day.
Right,
She would just be.
Yeah, we'd have to
around
switch.
drinking.
We'd have to flip.
Yeah, you probably would.
And Uber it back to.
And we have to get her back on the podcast. She's only been on when we were. She was on when we were there, right? She hasn't been on.
I guess that's
It's always
right.
been Mike.
She was at your 100th episode.
Oh, that's right. You guys were both at the 100th episode. That's
right.
right. So she has
Drank
to.
a lot that day.
Yeah. Lack of sleep and a lot of beer. That day I have very few memories.
That day you drank a lot?
That day. Well,
just that one time.
As opposed to any other day.
Especially that day.
Well, it's good to see you guys. Have fun.
Always good. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, Imperial Pat.
Yeah, thanks.
Imperial Pat.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
We are here with one of our favorites, Mr. Francisco from Mad Chef.
What up,
How are you?
people?
The man, the myth, the legend.
Wonderful, guys.
How are
you
you,
guys
and
doing?
how are your pantalones?
I mean, pantalones are still there and not on fire. This is awesome.
That's great.
It's wonderful.
That's great. You're just in fuego, not your pantalones.
Our show notes say that I'm going to take my pants off in last call.
I might have added that at the bottom. I was hoping that would happen.
Like it's written.
I'm joining.
It's in our official production document, so I guess I have to do it, right?
There you go.
That's what you get for sharing it with me.
Yep.
So you brought a vegan milkshake IPA to the table.
Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
So it's second time that we do the Little Big Beer Fest. We partner up with the Vegetable Hunters in Harrisburg.
Which is a vegan restaurant and boutique brewery, for those that don't know.
Yes, it is. And
ladies
so
are getting drunk over there.
So we come up with the idea of making a milkshake IPA. And how do you make a milkshake IPA when it's vegan? Right. So no lactose. So we truly lucky enough to found Steve, and I can't remember his name now, God, and he's gonna kill me on this one for it. But they showed up with this product called cacao juice, and it's this. So everybody knows the cocoa beans.
Yeah.
But the pod itself and the flesh itself gets thrown out and never get used. In Ecuador, they make this juice. And it is translucent, almost like coconut water, but it has that sweetness, kind of chewiness, silkiness that you expect out of the lactose. It has the sweetness, but it also adds tartness and a little bit of sourness to it.
Yeah, it is very tart and more sour than I expected.
It is.
But it does have that like fuller, silky mouthfeel that you get.
One of the things that I hate the most about milkshake IPAs is I must be extra sensitive to lactose because
just extra.
I'm just extra. I can always taste it right away. It stands out, and I don't like the flavor of it. But this gives you that texture and that feel, but it's quite pleasant. I hope this is something that other brewers become aware of and consider using in the process if they are interested in making this style of beer, because I think it's super smart.
It is.
It's so unique. It doesn't taste like anything else.
That's what it is. It's very unique. I mean, to it, 176 pounds of tart cherries, 12 pounds of the hibiscus just to give it that nice
So
kind of pretty color, pink color. The vanilla, just all those layers adds to it. Lactose, instead of just giving you that sweetness and what you were saying, it's the same way with me. It just stays with you, and it's just like it coats your palate. You really can't. This almost blends with it, but it also brings that sour tartness that for milkshake IPAs, I think that's kind of helps them a lot because they're sweet, they're chewy, they're vanilla-y. Sometimes they're too heavy, and this almost makes it kind of palatable.
Good save there.
Yeah, right? It almost went down.
It's a good thing you can't, listeners can't see
we're
that.
Very happy. It was one of those that we had no clue what was going to turn out. We hope that we achieved that mouthfeel that we were looking for. Very happy, and folks are they're digging it, so we're very happy with it.
So you collaborated with the Vegetable Hunter on this beer, but you've also been collaborating with a lot of other brewers as well recently.
We have been busy. Yes, we have.
You're just too friendly, and you can't say no when people want to come work with you.
I love working with people.
I know. I can tell you're a people person.
It's just one of those. It's the beauty of this industry. It's the fact that we all kind of, enjoy what we do. We kind of praise each other out. And it's fun just being able to put, two different minds and two different styles together and make something new or make something funky. I don't know. It's interesting. So we did Chatty Monk. We did the Chatty Chef. We did the...
I love it.
It's so perfect.
We did the Matt Benjamins with St. Benjamin's down in
that was an IPL, right?
IPL. And then we have a couple more in the mix. We're up in Harrisburg at Camp Hill, so I'm not going to say names, but there's maybe a sour coming up. There's another beer coming up. So it's a lot of fun. Keeps us busy, but it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Now are these your beers also?
Those are.
I was kind of distracted in selling T-shirts, but what do we have here?
All right, so you have O Face is that one there. So it's our double IPA, Mosaic and Simcoe, sticky, danky,
so
but very easy to drink. And then the next
sticky,
sticky icky. And then the next one is Blackbeard Oats, and that is our oatmeal stout that we soak oat chips and rum, and we add also vanilla beans to it. It's one of those beers that you kind of flagship, so you see it all around year long at the pub. Yeah.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm not drinking fast enough, apparently.
I'm waiting for Steph to drink it so I can drink it as well.
I like that you call it a pub when it's really just an amazing restaurant.
Oh, my God.
That's the closest to me.
Those freaking
That's right.
nachos.
I live so close to there.
Oh
so
my
you
God.
are the closest brewery to James. Have you met James? I feel so bad. Like we haven't been.
I come in all the
James.
We did earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have.
James is replacing Dan today.
Dan couldn't be here today, so we had James sit in for him. But you are the closest brewery to his.
The Caesar salad is amazing.
Residence.
Everything's amazing there.
Yeah, it's so good.
Caesar.
Empanadas.
It's a horrible word right now. Caesar.
Oh yeah,
that
Caesar.
E. coli thing. It's like roaming around. Oh my God.
Yeah, romaine is bad.
Yeah.
Oh right.
So yeah, but no, it's I'm glad. It's crazy because we started thinking that we were a brewery that just so happened to have food, and we are a restaurant.
You are. I mean, you could not be. I mean, you are an amazing chef. You have amazing
Thank you.
concepts for food and beer and the pairing of the two. I mean, of course you were always going to be a great restaurant.
Yeah,
I think you were a fool to think otherwise.
Well,
and I don't want to say this out loud, but Monday trivia is a freaking awesome time.
Oh, people love your
don't go
trivia.
though. Don't go because it's so busy, and I always have to get there an hour ahead of time to get a table. But we have such a good time.
No, it's on Tuesdays.
Oh yeah, Tuesday.
It's on Tuesdays.
No, we're supposed to help promote them.
All right, Monday trivia.
You need to tell me when you're heading in.
So you'll save me a table.
Well, no, that, and I can meet you there because I see the pictures.
You
and I'm
should
like,
be on our team.
Oh my God, they were there.
Playing trivia at Mad Chef with the Mad
With
Chef.
Mad Chef.
We lose
That
all
would
the
be
time.
epic.
Yep. And then they will probably disqualify us because they'll be the Mad Chef with a phone. Like,
Oh, you can't
I don't
get
know
the
what it
phone
is.
out. No cheating.
You would still lose.
No, you don't cheat because the win is not as exciting if you
It
cheat.
is. That is true.
See, it turns out when you lose, you get to pick the topic for next time. And
Oh,
we
that's
tried
right.
that, and we picked beer once, and it didn't work out.
I remember.
And we still lost.
Yeah, but they give out raffle tickets, and you can pick a book from the trash bag, which is super cool.
Super cool. And then you get a little, gift cards at the end. It's fun. It's fun. A lot of fun.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it is.
This is the second time I've talked about trivia on this episode. I might be slightly
Nothing wrong with
obsessed.
trivia. Everybody loves trivia.
I like
Maybe
it.
she doesn't like trivia.
You can hang out and drink and eat and learn at the same time.
There you go.
And get really mad at your friends when they don't put the answer
See,
you
this
say
will
and
be
you
the
were
triple
right.
threat that we were talking earlier.
Yes,
but this one
yes.
is a positive one.
Oh my gosh.
You know, we need to do another podcast at Mad Chef.
Yes,
it's
we
been
do.
too long.
That
It's in our notes.
is
Was
a
it?
fact.
78.
Episode 78, you said? 78. This is
And this is
140.
141.
All right,
It's 140.
Too
141.
long.
So
Yeah, we need to set that up.
Let's nail
Yeah, maybe
it
in the
down.
fall. We're booked through summer right now, so
That's
maybe
fine.
this fall.
That's perfect.
We'll set it up.
And last time Dan was just talking about wanting to cook with you, basically the whole
There
time.
you go.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
There you
right.
go.
And we were going to do the freaking vegetarian beer dinner,
yeah.
which we literally talk about every time you're here, and we still haven't done it.
So maybe we should nail all these things down
I know, right?
and just put dates. Because I've learned now that dates are really good.
Dates are important.
It's like,
Let's do it
okay,
right now.
Boom.
Get out your calendar. We're going to book this.
Here
For
we
the
go.
first time ever, live on the podcast, we're going to book a podcast.
Wait, you don't just drink a bunch of beer and agree to do things? Hope it works out later?
Okay, let's look at September. What about September 7th
No,
or
what
14th?
you do is you let Steph take her phone out and then everything's settled.
September 7th or 14th? You pick.
14. I like the 14.
14th? Done. You heard it here first. We are recording at
well,
Mad
there you
Chef
go.
Brewing on Friday, September 14th, 2018. Be there or be square.
I love it.
Ooh, Friday the 14th.
Yes.
That's even scarier than the 13th.
It's one day extra.
It's like the 13th, but more.
And the episode will release the following week on the 21st.
Love it. I got it down. I'm excited now. Special beer. Spicy beer.
Yes!
Spicy.
Can you
Oh,
call it
man.
Pantalones en Fuego?
I see.
We need to. We need to.
Si, señorita.
Wait, are we
Absolutely.
going to make the chalkboard again?
We should. Yes.
Remember you wrote us on the chalkboard.
We
I was
will.
so proud.
We will.
I was so
We will
excited.
do that.
We made the bathroom at St. Boniface right now.
Listen, we can make a video out of it. We can make a video.
Your videos are awesome. If you guys don't follow Mad Chef on social media, you need to just to watch
Just for
Francis's
the videos.
videos.
Yeah.
Because they're awesome.
Thank you.
Yay,
Thank you.
September.
We have a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
Awesome.
We're going to
Awesome.
eat food, we're going to drink beer, and we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a party.
Yep. Great stuff.
All right. Well, give Greg our love
Will do.
and have fun today, the rest of today.
Likewise, you too. Thank you guys for having me over.
And watch your pantalones.
Will do. Thank you guys.
Bye, Francisco.
Cheers, man. Thanks. Well, turtles and hamburgers. It's getting late in the fest. We've only got about a half hour left till this is open to the
But
public.
so many people we want to talk to.
I know. We've got like 5 other interviews we were going to do, but this is how it normally goes for us. But at the table right now, without further ado, we have from Wolf Brewing Company, Derek. Welcome to the table.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming up. So you guys have an ice sculpture out
Yes,
there
yes.
with some
We're
craziness
going right
going on. Yeah, I know that. Obviously, this is the headline. We're not going to bury the lead here.
So we should pass that one around.
Yeah,
first.
let's drink that. Is that?
Yeah,
There's that much of it.
There
Holy
is, yeah, no,
shit.
And we're dead.
So-
we are all in trouble. So you have an ice bock that is.
Yeah, so Brad
Well, it's a
Moyer,
barley wine, barley
Brad
wine.
Moyer from 2050 State and I, we did a collaboration. We were actually initially going to do an ice bock, but we thought we're going to take a tank up, lager it for a while. Let's do a barley wine and let's freeze it just like an ice bock, and then to top it off, we're going to throw it into a blueberry brandy barrel. So initially, we put it into that barrel. We were like, "Whoa, this is like really alcoholic." And that barrel it was magical things. You get
Yeah.
that nice oaky vanilla flavor with a little bit of blueberry acidity, but it came through very well. 5 weeks in the barrel only, and it was just a 5-gallon barrel. Worked out pretty well. We were happy with it.
And this is 19.94%.
Yes. Yeah, we sent it away to a lab to make
Yeah.
sure that we were legit. And this is, unfortunately, we can't get a printout because it's not TTB, and
Right.
So, but we wanted to make sure that we weren't just going to guesstimate what we were at. So we wanted to make sure that we knew. We were hoping to be over 20%.
You got
19.94.
very,
It
very
rounds up.
close.
It rounds
Very
up.
close. We could have put a shot of booze in there. We would have made it.
Yeah,
but,
you would've- yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so it was
gosh.
like one of the like I said, you guys literally have an ice sculpture out there that you're pouring the beer through, and obviously one of the first things we were looking at when we got here to set up, we were talking to Brad for a little bit, and he mentioned about how, like, you guys couldn't pin down the ABV. Like, you had to send it out.
Right.
Tested
It's hard. I mean,
spectrography and all that stuff.
Yeah. So if you're freezing it, you got to then test your gravity of what you froze out.
Right.
And the second time we were rushed, we really didn't get the hydrometer reading of that. So we're like, well, rather than guessing, let's send it to a lab.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make sure. Little Big Beer Fest. We have a certified alcohol content in the beer, and it's not just what we think.
Is it the biggest one here? It's got to be. It's got to be.
It has to be.
Yeah, it's got to be.
My God, I just smelled this.
What is that?
The German chocolate cake stout.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
Holy
that
shit.
Really
German
nice.
chocolate cake is like legit my favorite cake ever.
Well, I hope it lives up to it. I was going for a slice of cake in the glass.
Holy crap. That does not taste imperial. Damn it, these sneaky damn beers that are so sneaky.
Oh yeah, lots of yeast to cover that up.
Wow. Wow. So I assume coconut in there.
No, I was gonna say, I'm getting coconut. Yeah.
There's some pecans, and then there's chocolate.
It's so good.
So there's some lactose in there too to sweeten it up.
That's really good.
Well, thank you.
So you were recently featured in Port and PA, the documentary that debuted here at Harrisburg Beer Week. And we've talked about your story a little bit when you were on the show before, and your 111 homebrewing medals in all 50 states and how impressive that is. But it was so neat for them to feature you in that film.
We were honored. We couldn't believe that we were able to be in this type of footage with Dick Yingling and the Trogners and
Steph Hefner.
Yeah, Steph was in it too.
He had a nice debut in there.
Yeah.
It was. We were honored to be a part of it. We couldn't believe that they reached out and wanted to interview us. I thought I wasn't worthy.
Well, you have a neat story, but I have to ask, it was really weird for me to see my face on a huge movie screen. Was that weird for you?
It was. That was. It was a rather large screen.
It's like, wow, my face looks huge.
Yeah.
It was weird seeing your face,
Oh, thanks, James.
I'm always a little weirded out by your face.
So I have to say, though, I wasn't familiar with your injury and everything you had to overcome in this whole process of wanting to open a brewery and wanting to win all these medals. But I guess it's ultimately what really pushed you and motivated you and your wife to say, basically, fuck it, we're going to do this,
Yeah, it was always a dream of my wife to open up her own business. And I had a friend buy me a Mr. Beer kit, a homebrewing kit.
You hear that, Dan?
Yeah.
It all started with the Mr. Beer kit.
It did. I made a mango West Coast Pale Ale. And my friends were like, there's no way you made this. And then I just kind of got hooked on it. And eventually she said, you need to start entering some competitions that are non-biased for our friends and family. We were worried that people were just too nice. So a month later, we had 5 awards, and she said, "No, that's too soon. Now you got to get one in every state in the country." And I said, I looked at her like she had 12 heads and said, "You're nuts." And she really helped me along the way. She'd send me calendar invites, must bottle for this date and ship to this state. And so a lot of it was just shipping. We didn't have to show up to a lot of them out of the state, but it was a lot of fun. And at this, the whole accident happened. I fell 32 feet off a bridge, broke 25 bones, collapsed my right lung.
Jeez.
And life's short. We thought it. I definitely thought it through. Made a lot of beer recipes. Actually, one of our most award-winning beers is Derailed IPA, double IPA. That was actually made under the influence of a lot of medication in my hospital bed. So that it was cool to look back at a recipe and you're like, what the heck was I thinking?
Yeah.
But it worked. It worked. But yeah, that was kind of the driving force of life's short. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And when I got back from the hospital, I had my first award from New Jersey. And then it just 6 months from there, when I recovered in January, then we started the rest of the competitions.
Amazing.
Wow.
What an accomplishment for sure. Now, we don't have Derailed, but we do have another IPA, a triple IPA, of course, as it were.
Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Oh, yeah. This is a single-hopped Vic Secret triple IPA. Wow. I love Vic Secret. I just think it has such a great pineapple, passion fruit aroma and flavor, and really wanted to highlight the beauty of it. It's one of my favorite beers to brew.
You've definitely highlighted that hop for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like sticking your head in a bag of Vic Secret hops.
You're pretty much just killing it with everything you're making, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So where are you in the process of the business, I guess.
Yeah,
I should say.
I know it's been frustrating for us as well. We've been going through the negotiations, and we're between two sites right now in Mechanicsburg, and we're hoping by the end of 2019 we're going to be building and constructing it. So it will be a while, but we're hoping by the end of 2019 we have our doors open.
Well, and I think patience is smart. You've had this time, obviously, with what was it, 47 beers that have won 111 awards. Apparently, you've definitely been able to hone on your craft. But, I think it's smart that you're building your brand and making yourself very visible and known in this area. And, sometimes I think that's a fault of breweries to open too fast and jump too far ahead. But, I think as frustrating as it may be, it might be a blessing in disguise. I mean, you learn to be patient with recovery, I'm sure this is nothing compared to that for sure.
No, we're excited to have those doors open and people excited about it. We didn't want to have that question mark whether people are going to be there or not. So this was kind of our marketing attempt. Even though people were frustrated, they're like, I can't buy your beer anywhere. This is kind of it. I come to the festival, I get to try it. So unfortunately, I can't sell it. We don't have a license yet, which is frustrating. But we're excited to finally have those doors open. And we really want to do a lot for the community and for people that have supported us for so long.
Very cool. Well, we look forward to recording at your spot in 2019.
Yeah, you guys
we'll
will
get
be
you
there.
on the calendar.
Definitely. Cannot wait.
Well, thank you for certainly making a mark on this event for us with not only the beers but the ice sculpture and the stories. And so enjoy the rest of it and what's left of Harrisburg Beer Week.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I'm honored to be on it.
Thank you. Cheers, man. We are getting close to the end of Little Big Beer Fest 2018, the conclusion of another successful Harrisburg Beer Week, and so that we can pack all the awesomeness into the show that we want to, we have started doubling up our interviews. So with us, we have Jeff from Millworks,
Hello.
And then we have James from South County.
What's up?
Welcome to the tables, guys. So good to see you. How has the day been so far?
So far, so good. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of big beers out there.
Yeah, it's right there in the name.
Sure is.
Now, Jeff, our listeners will recognize from Little Big last year,
Yes.
but James, I think this is your debut on the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah.
So
you were there when
you
we
were
were
there.
at South County last
In
time.
the background.
Yeah.
Yes. So your voice may have been in the background because you guys were being a little rowdy at one point, if I remember correctly.
There might have been some wrestling going on after
Yeah.
a couple double IPAs.
Hey, we encourage rowdiness.
So do you want to tell our listeners what is your role at South County?
I'm the sales guy, but as soon as I got hired at sales, they said, hey, guess what? We don't have anyone doing deliveries, so you get that as well.
I love it. Love it.
Hey, got to do what needs to get done.
Oh, of course.
So we have 5 beers. So,
We do. Let's
Jeff, you brought 3,
fucking
so
drink 'em.
we'll start with a Millworks beer.
Sure.
His glasses are all out of order.
I wanted to do
Who
the
knows what's
Doppelbock.
going on? It's a train
So
wreck.
why don't we start with the Doppelbock?
So there's a video for what was actually going on.
Oh,
half
if
the
we had
time.
video, man, we'd be in trouble.
No one would listen.
So another Doppelbock.
Oh, yes, I love Doppelbocks.
I
That's
love
so good.
Doppelbocks as well. I'm so glad you brought one. Tell us a little bit about this beer.
So our Doppelbock barely meets the minimum here for the Big Beer Fest. It's 8% alcohol, but just super clean German style, but Doppelbock malty, clean. It's not super sweet. Kind of like a nice. It's actually kind of a nice drier finish for a Doppelbock.
Yeah.
Pretty much the style guidelines when it comes to a Doppelbock. Nothing
very nice.
Nothing super sexy about that
It's
thing.
such an amazing beer style. It's one you don't need to fuck with.
You don't. Yeah,
You know?
you just make it the way it's supposed to be made. and-
Doppelbocks are awesome as they are. So
Yeah.
just brew one and brew it well.
And I will say,
you did that.
like you mentioned about this one, it does have a nice dry finish that you don't always get in a Doppelbock.
Yeah.
That sort of cleans up that inherent sweetness that is in the style. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, we brewed this one over the winter, and it was nice to be able to be in a little bit of a slower period that we were actually able to give it like 6 weeks of tank time, which a lot of people aren't able to do with lagers. So
very nice.
I think that
Very
really
nice.
kind of helped it smooth it out.
It's really good. It is.
Thank you.
One of my. It's like one of those sleeper styles. Like I always say, my favorite styles. Like I love saisons, and I like a good stout or whatever. But Doppelbock is one of those styles that, like, when I think about it, I'm like, you know what? That's actually like one of my favorite styles of beer.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love them.
I like the creativity with the names too. There's so much you can do with
With the
You
Ader.
should call it the Jeffinator.
You know what? We don't get super creative with our names at the Millworks, but
But I feel like a Doppelbock deserves it.
Yeah, we should definitely put an Ader on there
Yeah,
somewhere.
Millinator.
Jeffinator.
Millinator, that's a good one too.
Muscle-ator.
Muscle-ator.
Musculator. Yeah, that's
something.
pretty good, too.
We'll come up with that.
Musculator.
Musculator.
The musculator.
So, James, this is a double American black ale. How do you pronounce this?
Bale. B-A-E-L.
Bale.
Is
And
that Bale?
What does that mean?
If I remember correctly, it's Greek mythology. It might be an old Greek god of some kind.
We'll go with that.
I didn't look it up before I came here. JR knows that more better than me.
Fair enough. Fair
More
enough.
better. I
One
love
of us
that.
can Google
That's
it.
my favorite thing you've said tonight. More better.
I think other James might be Googling it right now.
Other James.
All right. Other James is going to...
There's multiple Jameses
Yeah.
at the table.
There's well, there's two. That's
multiple.
You know, it's more than one.
If you like Trailer Park Boys, you'll know more better.
More better. I love Trailer Park Boys.
All right, you'll get that.
I have
I
watched
think I
every
found
single
it.
season.
Is that?
Oh, there you go. That's Bale.
Seriously?
No?
That's Jessica Biel.
Oh, Jessica Biel. Oh,
That's
God.
cool too, though. That's
Yeah, you
awesome.
can keep
I'm
it
so
that. I'm
confused.
happy with that
That's
one.
I do feel obligated, Steph, since I am pretending to be Dan today. I have to say that I hate that show.
Oh, yeah.
For
Dan
reasons
does not
that aren't
like,
clear.
Dan does not like that show. I like that show. I think it's funny.
I've only seen a couple episodes.
I
Sorry.
think it's hilarious.
This beer's really nice.
All right, so moving. I have to keep flipping back and forth. This is a lot of work.
We are really rapid
Ooh, let's
firing
do the
right now.
raspberry. Ooh. Ooh. Tell me about this.
All right, so this is our black raspberry imperial stout. We aged it in Dad's Hat rye whiskey barrels.
Ooh.
So whole lot of flavors going on there. We use some local. They're actually organic local raspberries. Put it into our imperial stout, aged in some barrels. So kind of came out super smooth, it's like a raspberry cake in a glass.
Oh my
raspberry
gosh,
chocolate
that's
cake in
perfect.
a glass. Yeah.
Now, do you find that brewing at the Millworks, where food is such a big part of that atmosphere there, do you find you're inspired by what the chef is making, or ingredients, or brewing with food? Or are you just like, nope, I'm doing the brewing?
No, I mean, the really nice thing about being at the Millworks and being very close to the food side is both of our chefs are super beer guys as well. So they're always throwing ideas out at me, and we're doing a lot of collaborations as well. So like this was actually one that came from them. They're like, hey, let's do some fruit in a stout. So they were able to source on their side from the farmers some raspberries, and I threw it into a beer, and it just turned out really nice.
Really nice.
That's
yeah.
really
Thank
tasty.
you.
Mm-hmm.
That would pair perfectly with a chocolate cake. I mean, it seems so obvious.
Yeah,
but
it's an obvious.
a brownie.
It's perfect.
It would be perfect.
Do we eat all the brownies?
Oh, there's
there
still
are
brownies.
some left.
There's a little bit of
There's
brownies
still
left.
brownies.
I say, do we have some more to sample? I'll totally take a sip of it.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
take
yeah,
a sip.
I'm sorry,
With-
they're all,
it's the dark one.
This one?
Oh.
Wasn't that
No,
it?
I don't think that was
Oh
it.
no! Did we finish it?
I think James killed it. Other James
I'll
killed it.
I'll get you some.
You
Don't
have to go to the
Sorry.
Millworks stand on your way back.
Sorry.
So it wouldn't be South County if you didn't bring an IPA, because sort of South County, they've been put on the map with the amazing IPAs, and now the Gelato series, which
gelato's
is just
so good. Yeah.
taught people where Fawn Grove, Pennsylvania actually is. And no, it's not in South County. That's not a real county. So this is...
The National Civil War Museum will be closing in 10 minutes.
So this is Painting with Light.
Last call for
with
history.
light.
Double
Sorry.
IPA.
Double IPA. We call it a New American Pale or a New American Double IPA because it's not quite a West Coast.
Uh-huh.
It's a little too soft to be a West Coast, and it's a little too bitter to be a New England style. So we call it right down the middle, a New American Double IPA.
Oh,
Very
I like
nice.
that.
I like
Yep.
that.
What hops are in this?
Wish I could tell you.
JR.
Sworn to secrecy.
Oh, it's a secret.
Yeah, you can talk to JR about that one.
No, that's all right.
Should message him right now.
You know,
Hey.
other breweries are talking about this that have come and sat with us.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's good to hear.
Yeah, everyone says that you have to try it. Is this one that's going to be canned, or is it...
Both of the beers that we brought this weekend are going to be beers that we will can later on in this year. I think the the one that I have here, the Painting with Light will be one that we brew, I think, in the summer, and then Bale will be one that we release toward the fall, closer to winter a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. And South County recently did a whole new rebranding.
We did, yeah. We sent all of our artwork over to a local guy, Chris Pappas, and we asked him, I said, if you were to redo all of our labels into the same artwork, what would you do? And we gave him 3 weeks to do the rebranding, and 3 days later he sent us all the artwork.
Wow.
And it was awesome. We were like, absolutely, this is what we want to do. And and we asked him, we were like, what can we pay you? And he said, no, I don't want to ruin this for me myself. I think that by doing it for free and by doing it, it's a lot more fun. If I start getting money involved, it won't be fun. So every time he tries to pay his tab at the bar tab or at the tap room, I tell him to get out. I was like, no, get out of here.
Yeah, something. You got to give him something.
Yeah, he's
like,
like,
that's amazing.
He's like,
Does he
can I
have a
pay my
Twitter
bar
or a
tab? I'm like,
Facebook or something we can
yeah,
do?
he does. Chris Pappas, Chris_PAPPAS.
Yeah, check it out because the artwork is amazing.
Yeah, it's really
absolutely
nice.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of brings, South County is, the beer and music is so big for JR and the brewery, and then just the artwork, it just sort of all comes together.
I think from here on out, most of our new beer names will be band names.
Nice.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So we have one more Millworks beer here, which is barley wine, right?
Yeah, it's our, again, barrel-aged barley wine. We do Dad's Hat Rye whiskey barrels.
Right.
So this is definitely much more of an English-style beer. Just 10%, kind of super caramely, super sweet
That's
barley
a barley
wine.
In English style, you're minimizing the hops.
Yeah, not much hops in there. Definitely, when it comes to me personally, I like English-style barley wines. So there's like a lot of caramel malt, and then the rye whiskey barrels kind of just bring it all back home.
Yeah, it's so perfect,
Yeah.
supporting Pennsylvania distillery. It's all good.
English-style barley wine and Dad's Hat Rye whiskey
good.
barrels.
It's
bourbon
super
barrels.
delicious.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's like booze on booze on booze.
But
super smooth.
It's
liquid
caramel. It's boozy, but it's so drinkable.
It's definitely, I actually, it hit me more in the aroma than the taste.
Yeah.
Like when I smelled it, I'm like, ooh. But then when you drink it, it does go down pretty smooth.
Yeah.
It does go down.
Yeah, there's very little burn to that beer.
Yeah. It's not super
for
hot.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for coming up to the table.
Yeah,
Two
absolutely.
breweries
Thanks.
we love.
Yeah, definitely.
Although James pointed out, we have never actually done an episode at the Millworks.
Oh, well,
we have
you're
not.
more than welcome anytime.
And I
need
feel
to.
like that needs to
Please.
happen. So
Please come on down.
We need to make that happen. It's too cool of a place not to come and hang out.
And we've already scheduled one more recording tonight on the
I know.
podcast.
Do you have your calendar?
Hold on.
Pull the calendars out.
Let me see my phone here.
So we're looking at the end of September.
Oh, it's September.
Yeah, we booked far in advance.
Other than the 22nd of September, I'm good for anything.
Oh, I got you right here.
Well, do you want to do we record on Friday nights.
Oh, okay.
So would you want to do the 21st or the 28th?
Why don't we do the 28th?
All right, sounds good. You're in the calendar. You heard it here first. September 28th, we are recording at the Millworks.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
I love
That's
it.
awesome. Appreciate
Cheers.
it.
Thanks, Jeff.
Cheers.
So welcome to the Beer Fest is officially ending. It is last call for all the proletariats out there, the civilians.
You love using that word.
I do. But we're back here in Podcast Corner, so we're going to keep fucking drinking. We have, as a preview for our next episode, returning to the podcast once again, Dane from St. Boniface, one of our favorite breweries.
Boner Fest.
Boner Fest. Boner Fest. How's it going, man?
It's awesome, man. It's awesome.
It's good to see you again. Good to see you behind a microphone again.
Oh, it's awesome to be here. And what I'm going to do twice in 1 week.
I know, right?
That's so
crazy.
awesome. How many times does that happen? Please check the records.
Oh, probably at least 2 or 3 other times.
Someone has screwed up.
It's happened a lot.
Did you already take his picture?
I did.
Did you?
It was not
Beautiful.
very photogenic, but
Yeah, there was a picture.
Oh, you didn't do the thumbs up.
I did it earlier
Yeah,
for
we
James.
He did it for the
earlier.
good
He doesn't
picture.
remember.
Oh, that's
For
right.
me.
You're only talking to James.
The important
No,
picture.
it was
Yeah,
suggested.
apparently,
that I only-
apparently, our good friend Kevin Keller, who's never going to hear this because he doesn't actually listen to our podcast.
I sold him out.
Okay,
I did.
here is my theory.
Oh boy, here we go.
We have always told Kevin Keller that he was the honorary 4th beer buster.
Yeah.
And we did not ask him to be on this episode with us. So I'm thinking he might be a little bitter.
Yeah, you know
not
what else though?
Really
Kevin Keller
represented here, is he?
Kevin Keller doesn't give us money. Kevin Keller hasn't brought us rare, hard to find beers to podcast recordings. Maybe once or twice, but not as much as James. Kevin
Wow.
Keller has also not done my job for me.
That's true. And he brought me a whole box of beers for New Brew Reviews. So,
this is becoming a Kevin Keller bash.
It's a roast.
I'm not a part of it, Kevin. Please make sure you note that.
You know what I'm really excited about? Bonafest this year.
Boner
Fest,
Boner
yes.
Fest. I love it. I think I've been to every one. I was trying to think about
I don't
that.
think I was at last year's. I think
Last
it was the
year,
two
I
before.
came. Rich and I came in full
Regalia.
fully dressed for a wedding.
Yeah, you were heading to the wedding and
wearing like 5-inch heels and a beautiful dress.
If I remember correctly, I believe someone timed the pepper firkin to be when you were going to be there.
I know.
I don't know who that might have been though.
Well, you are awesome.
Definitely wasn't Kevin Keller.
I never talk about Dane the way I talk about Kevin Keller. I only say nice things about you, Dane. Only say. But seriously, Podcast Land, if you've never been to Bonafest, you need to go. It is so much fun.
awesome.
This year,
Yeah.
it's what, June 9th?
June 9th, ladies.
Look
and
at me
gentlemen.
remembering that, and I didn't even look at my notes.
That's pretty impressive,
It's
actually.
just such a fun time. There are awesome firkins throughout the day. There's those slushy things.
Yes.
There's beers
Food trucks.
inside and out. Food trucks, live music. Is Fedge playing this year again? Do you know who's playing?
Yeah, I knew who played. Unfortunately, Fedge is not. He has
his band was awesome, but there's always awesome bands.
He has a Rush event that day already.
Oh,
he
of
tried to get
course.
out of it and switch it, but no, we have 4 bands. We have Coldbrook Road, who our assistant brewer Jeff is involved in, and we have Clinton Hipschman. We have Mike McMonigal, and lastly Cordy Byron, who always likes
Cordy
to
again. Awesome.
kill it at the end of the night.
Oh yeah,
so.
we've heard him a few times. He
Yeah.
has good stuff. I always look forward to it. It's going to be a great time. So you did bring a beer.
I did.
Can we just drink it from the pitcher?
Sure, if you want to.
Let's do it.
Nice.
That's what we're
going
about. If
We
you want
have
to.
hegemony and a sevenery.
Fucking gangster. We're drinking straight out of the pitcher.
I need a-
That's pretty fucking gangster.
Wait, I need a picture of that.
Oh shit! Do I need to
Yeah.
take another sip?
A picture of the pitcher.
No, I just have to
Jesus.
say this is fire. This is
This is
100
fire.
emoji, fire emoji.
This beer is one of my freaking
It
favorites.
is amazing.
Every
The
year it's delicious.
Bourbon barrel aged version is amazing. You don't need to spend your money to go down to Hunapoo Day or Dark Lord Day. You just pick up bottles of these.
Well, that is awesome to hear. So we're really happy with this year's version. John brews a little tweak every year. This year it's the highest ABV we've done. It's a little over 11, and it's akin to his the whole recipe is akin to his old homebrew recipe, which uses honey and lactose.
Uh-huh.
And then the barrel aged version we used Buffalo Trace this year, and it just came out unbelievable.
I haven't had the barrel aged
Sure,
version, so I'm really excited for Friday to come. because
maybe Friday.
Something's in your box over there.
Wait, is that for me? I thought
And
that
it's
was for
not
someone
me.
else.
No, that's for you.
Sweet.
You got that blue wax.
I stuffed your box
I might
full of
have
it.
that blue wax.
Whoa.
There's several.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wait, say that again. So there's no background.
James
Say
just
it
went
again.
there.
No.
So, no, he's going back to the
He's
picture.
going to get a
it's
drink,
done.
and then he's going to say it.
It's done.
Oh my god! Well, Harrisburg Beer Week has been awesome for you. You guys did a lot of events. I was lucky enough to be at your event at the not Millworks. Oh my god, the Midtown Tavern. Has it been that long already? Where you did a phenomenal job tapping the firkin there, which was quite delicious. And I cannot wait for Friday's firkin. Now, this episode, it'll be old news, but we're gonna have a special firkin on Friday. Too,
Yeah, we
which
got
I can't wait
a little bit of a Star Wars themed firkin for you.
Galaxy,
Yep.
Falconer,
Yep.
Millennium.
Yep. But you should do it the other
I
way.
should say Millennium,
Just guessing.
Falconer,
Ner, Flight.
and
Yeah,
then
we could
Galaxy,
Falconer.
So
Falcon.
Oh,
Ners. There you go. Falconer's
Flight.
Flight. There you go.
I love it.
No, we're
Obi-Wan,
excited.
Bavaria.
It's been so long since. What
was it? 38? Did we look it up?
I don't know.
Episode 38?
James didn't put the notes together for that one, so we don't
Oh,
have
sorry.
the episode.
I think the reason it
Come
took
on,
so long
James.
is because that episode was the drunkest Dan has ever been.
Other than Joe
And-
Man, that was a rough episode, it sounded like.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but Dan, he drove home. He was fine to drive home.
He
Dan
also-
has an insanely high tolerance
He
for alcohol.
really does.
But
He-
he
He's
was
gonna say
puking
me
in the bathroom.
He's going to say me. And that's what he always says. It's me.
It's
But
all your fault,
I'll take
Dave.
it. I'll take it.
It's all your fault.
Whatever, it's
Yeah,
fine.
It's
it
all
is
your
fine.
Well, we can't wait for next Friday. So Podcast Land, the next episode that will be released 2 weeks from when you're listening to this, will be St. Boniface. So listen to all the funness that will be May the 4th.
A lot more information coming then.
Yes,
Nice.
we can't wait.
Yes,
This
yes,
is just
yes.
a tease.
Cheers,
Just
guys.
the tip.
Stay tuned.
Thanks, Dane.
Thanks.
Cheers,
Have a
man.
great one.
Thanks. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, according to my notes, this is interview number 13 counting the intro. So lucky number 13, we have returning to the podcast from Tattered Flag, Dave, and newcomer at Tattered Flag, Andrew. How's it going, guys?
It's going great.
There's a golden cup sitting on the table in between you.
I can't help but notice.
I can't help but notice that you have like ballers brought a trophy to the table.
Third place. We have 2/3 now and a first. So
that's what I was going to say. How many have you won? 3 trophies so far. Well, Manghost is the one that won first, though, right?
Manghost got a third.
Oh,
Super Ghost got a first.
Oh, Super Ghost. That's right.
Imperial Shake 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 has a third. So
that's awesome.
Wow.
Good for you guys.
Well,
so you were
to
smart.
that.
You brought the milkshake to the yard, apparently.
Certainly. No, their milkshake brings all the trophies to the yard.
Oh, I see what you did there. Although you said milkshake.
I've been drinking a lot of beer. It's also the first time I've hosted the podcast. All right, give me a break.
You are doing a phenomenal job, I have to say.
Thanks.
You are doing amazing. And James, you are also doing amazing as our third beer bester
I'll
today.
get you a psych consult for that.
yeah. There's a little bit of an alteration in our lineup this evening because one of us couldn't be here, so we invited James, who is a super awesome fan and patron of ours.
He's a super awesome James.
No one has
super
come
awesome
back
James.
from the future to stop this from happening. So,
So it
how
must
bad
be
could it
okay.
be?
Although we might just be in the darkest timeline. So we were talking about Shake, Shake, Shake. It won an award. Let's fucking drink it.
But there's something different about these 2 glasses.
Yes, there is.
Explain, gentlemen.
the one on the right there is the Kiwi Shake Shake Shake. So it is
32 pounds of kiwi.
32 pounds of kiwi, and
I thought you were going to say percent alcohol.
no, just 12 and a half, and
just 12 and a half.
And that one has a lot of New Zealand hops in it.
So the other one is a vanilla milkshake IPA, hopped with a crazy amount of Mosaic and CTZ, and then aged in red Zinfandel barrels.
Wait, what? Vanilla Shake Shake Shake? Wow.
There's a lot going on there.
That's a lot of a lot.
There is. It's amazing how different, I mean, I guess the barrel, obviously, but how much darker that one is.
It's really, I was expecting it to be like crazy, like, it's good. I was like, there's too much going on.
I was expecting it to be awful, but it's good.
No, I was expecting, you know how sometimes it's just too much going on. I was expecting to try this and be like, it's too much going on, but it's really not.
No, I saw you guys just tap the kiwi, and people seem to be enjoying it on Untapped. A lot of the reviews look really good.
Yeah, we previewed it Friday for our Harrisburg Beer Week release party, and it went over well. So we felt pretty confident going into today.
So how was Little Beer Fest yesterday?
It was great. You guys should come do a podcast there next year.
Oh God! Can you imagine?
Do little and then little
and then little big. Would we die?
I think it'd be fine.
That one's more relaxed. It's a lot more laid back. We keep it to around 100 people. Every beer is under 5.5%, so you can have them all and enjoy everything at the festival. And you get a chance to meet the brewers because we keep it low key.
I would definitely be down for that.
It would be super fun.
But we recorded 2 days straight at the fucking Atlantic City Beer Fest. We
That's
can do
true.
that.
I feel like this would be much more manageable.
Yeah, exactly. I'm totally down.
I actually was planning to get tickets for Little, but unfortunately, we went to see Beck last night in D.C., which was fucking epic. One of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life. So that's why I wasn't there. But I have frequently said on this podcast that I wish that there would be some session beer fests, because I am one of those people. I go to a beer fest, I want to try everything, and that always gets me in trouble. So a session beer fest, it's a lot more manageable, that you could taste everything and still be okay.
Wolf Brewing won our award at that festival for their, what was it?
It was a barrel-aged breakfast stout.
Barrel-aged breakfast stout, 5%.
5%.
A 5%
What?
barrel-aged beer?
Super.
Did he lie?
Super
No, it was-
full-bodied for 5%.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the brewer's choice was the Vegetable Hunters.
Arnold Palmer IPA.
Yeah.
Oh,
that sounds
interesting.
cool.
Oh, that sounds
So,
quite tasty.
yeah, iced tea lemonade IPA.
Interesting. That
So
sounds
the-
like a lot of fun.
The brewers pulled out all the stops for the low ABV as well. It was pretty awesome.
I feel like these events during Harrisburg Beer Week are a great chance for brewers to just have fun and really dig into their creative brains and just show off their creativity and show off the fun things that they want to do, but maybe are hesitant to do a full batch of, or I don't know, it's just your chance to shine and be crazy and show off. And I love it as a beer drinker. I just want to take advantage of that and enjoy everything. So.
Absolutely. It's an awesome time.
And that was our inspiration this year for Little Big, was just...
you're not talking about her. You're talking about all right, fair enough.
I mean, she seems great, but...
Yeah, sure. Fine. Yeah.
No, we hadn't seen an Imperial New England milkshake IPA, so we were like, let's just play with it and see what we can do.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. And as always, it's great to see you, Dave. We love Tattered Flag, and Andrew, it was awesome to meet you. And
thank you.
Keep banging it out and making awesome shit.
Thank you very much.
And we'll keep drinking it.
Yeah. Take your trophy and go home.
Take your trophy and go home. Get out of here.
Cheers, guys. Thanks so much.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the beginning of the end of the end of the beginning of another Little Big Beer Fest 2018.
That is a Smashing Pumpkins song. The beginning is the end is the beginning.
It certainly is.
And the end is the beginning is the end.
Despite all these beers, I am still just a
Can I
rat.
stop for a second? Do you guys know Ed?
Yeah, Ed. Which Ed was that? He's walking away. I can't see his
Ed
face.
Garrett. Tierney's Ed.
Oh, that Ed. Yes, I know him.
He's
met
like,
him.
I've never met those guys before. I was like,
yeah, we did.
No, we've totally met him. We danced to Taylor Swift at Zero Day Brewing with him.
He probably just doesn't remember.
Oh,
No,
that's
probably not.
right.
Yeah, and his dad was there.
And we were all a little... Everybody,
That's a rare occasion.
Yes,
That's
it was
great.
a rare occasion.
Everybody on Zero Day was a little tipsy.
Just
Yeah.
checking.
No,
Just
we've
checking.
definitely met him before and seen him around. I
So
don't know
this
him well.
was
but-
awesome. Can I just say
This was a lot of
fest
fun.
is
I
just
agree. I
awesome.
agree.
And every year it gets better and better.
And this space was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it really was.
Really nice. It's a really nice
It
place.
was a little crowded, but like the lines moved well. It didn't get too gridlocked.
Yeah.
Like it
That's
was
good.
really nice. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
We're doing a photo. We're doing another photo.
Do we have to look?
Are we supposed to be acting natural or looking at the camera? I never know. Chilling. Chilling.
That's
like a
Michelle.
villain.
She's a photographer.
We're just
Michelle. Somebody was at the camera
Wait
earlier.
till the end of the
I'll be
night.
drinking this beer.
Michelle's killing it.
Can
Yeah.
you put a facial filter on that?
Steph's been asking for a facial all night.
Yeah.
I want a
And-
filter that makes it look like I
mean,
just had a facial.
I don't know what to think about that.
Don't even.
But anyway, so how was
Hi.
Little Big Beer Fest?
It went smashingly well. Like
Smashing.
I would say so.
it was great.
How many tickets did you sell? How many people were here?
We sold 400 tickets, and we had a handful of comps too. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it.
400. Yeah. Wow.
It didn't feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, we were checking people. We were checking people in. My husband was helping with wristbands because
Right.
I was talking to you guys.
Yeah.
And I went down to check on them, and they had already checked 376 people in.
Jeez.
Wow.
I was like, oh, so I guess you don't need my help anymore.
No,
That
I think
was
you pretty
really
much got it taken care of.
That was really smart.
He came
Don't you remember dancing to Taylor Swift with Wayne?
Excuse me, what?
Don't you remember
Excuse me, what?
dancing to Taylor Swift with Wayne at Zero Day?
I do not.
You said
knew
you
it.
never met us, but we danced with you at Zero Day to Taylor Swift.
If you have enough beer, you don't
And what'd you say? His dad was there?
Your dad was
Your
there.
dad was there.
I remember that.
My dad was there?
Yeah. This might have been like the first Harrisburg Beer Week.
Are you sure
it
it
was
was
a while
Ed's
ago.
dad or was it Tierney's dad?
It might have been. It might have been the first Harrisburg Beer
Joe,
Week.
bald guy, or was it a guy looks like me?
It-
Except like
definitely a guy that looked like you but older.
I have no recollection of it.
That's fine. I have only a little, so
Wait,
it's okay.
was this after my 40th roast? Maybe.
Or it was when we recorded at Zero Day, which is a while ago.
Oh, that could be. Yeah.
I don't remember. It was at Zero Day. That's all I remember.
Nah.
Yeah. Either way, I have no recollection. So
It's fine. It was fun.
Did I dance well? Did I look sexy? Did I look hot?
As I remembered, you looked hot and sexy, but again,
You
we
all
were
should do
very
you,
drunk.
You
so
all should do
might
a
have looked-
collab
you might have looked terrible.
podcast, is what
I
I'm
will
saying.
take that he thought that I looked hot and sexy, and I'm walking away from this conversation right now.
Fair enough.
We're walking out.
I respect that.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Ed.
Yes.
This is a new segment.
At
Of the,
Ed Grohl on Twitter.
this is the new segment of the podcast we call Hello Ed.
IFS podcast. You wanted me to say that.
IFS podcast. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
You should do a podcast collab. It'll be adorable.
Podcast
Yeah, it would be.
wars.
Adorable.
It would be
Yes.
adorable. Perfect adjective.
Yes. It would be cute.
So we
Anyway.
have one last beer.
Yeah. What are we drinking?
What are you drinking? I'm not drinking.
That's
I don't know.
yours right
Oh,
there.
this is mine here.
So, because you guys invited me on the podcast,
Oh my God.
I decided to bring something super special.
It smells super special.
It's a Flanders Red. This is from Poland. Currently on Untappd, there's only 11 check-ins for this one.
Oh, so I gotta check
So
it
it's
out.
a Pilsner Munich caramel malts. The hops are Cascade and Polish Lunga. I was able to get
Oh my God.
6 bottles of this. I gave 4 away, had one earlier, and this is the last bottle. And it was soured with lactobacillus. So just because something's rare doesn't mean it's necessarily good.
Right.
No, this is good.
Yeah? I don't know what do you guys think.
It is pretty good.
It's delicious.
I mean, I had a lot of good beer today, but this is good. This is really good.
This is good.
So lactobacillus, you can get it from White Labs, straight from a culture, or you can get it off some base malts. But this one was super special. The brewer harvested it directly from the source, which was from Alexandra Brenlova's vagina.
Wait, are you being legit serious right now?
Should I throw it up now?
So he
Are you being fucking serious right now?
pulled it out into a lab, isolated it, and used it to sour a beer.
Hi, Mike Weiser.
Sit down at the microphone. I will unmute that microphone. You can talk.
So this is...
Wait a minute.
This is called...
Wait a minute.
It's from Order of Gianni.
Mike heard the word vagina and came running.
Ein Minuten bitten.
Hey, I'll always come running when I hear the word vagina.
Hey, give us a
Ein
go.
Minuten bitten.
Beer and
Listen,
vagina brings me running.
Is this the... You know our podcast better than I do. We did a news story about the vagina beer from Poland.
That was the episode I was not on.
This is that beer.
This is
that beer.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think I'm scared to drink this
Did
beer.
you
Is that
have
what was
these
handed to
bottles
me?
before they talked about
As a feminist, I'm not sure if I should enjoy this or not.
We were at Grain
That's crazy.
Grain and
Grain and
Verse
Verse.
for Harrisburg Beer Week last year or the year before. Whenever you weren't there, you were there.
It was probably 2 years ago.
No, you were not there. You were not there.
Because they have a
Chelsea,
million children.
Tierney was there.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
I will come back, drink these beers. I need to go finish packing up.
Oh my God, Mike Weiser.
Do you want to do last call?
You can do last call with us.
Come back and do last call with us.
I will. I got to finish packing up.
That's fine. After you pack up, come back.
I had to kick a keg, then it forced me to kick pitchers.
Okay.
Do it.
Because we got to finish this, and then I
you.
really
Groovy.
got to pee.
So
Love you all.
Once
This is
again,
amazing.
we get a
It makes me
rare
sad that it's a vagina.
a rare Beer Busters follow up. We talked about this beer in a news segment, and now we are drinking it.
How do I check it in? Poland vagina beer?
It's from Order of the Yanni. It's called Instinct or something.
You just need to check it in so I can check in your check-in.
So the interesting thing from a medical standpoint is
that you can you
it's
can
like a
literally
really,
grab this
You
beer
all
by
have
the
yeast
yeast.
infections now.
Yeah. Donald Trump would love this beer.
We went there. Keep going from a medical
Anyway.
standpoint.
Continue.
Or was that where you were
It
going
would
with
take
that
a lot of work to be
You
able
dug
to
this hole,
isolate
man.
this
You're in
out.
it now.
Yeah, I know. You have to isolate it out. You have to make sure there's no STDs or anything in it because you're distributing it to the public. And I just think it's really cool that they were able to take a
Vagina.
Directly from the source, isolate it
from the source,
and use it to sour a beer.
This is a human grown yeast.
think
Like
it's
maybe
very
we should
interesting.
say that. That sounds better, right?
And that's why I
Human
thought it
grown.
would be
Yeah, it
good
does
if you
sound better.
tried
Human
it
grown.
before you heard the story behind it. See what you
Personally
thought,
grown.
because it's not that bad.
No, it's not bad.
actually really good.
It's
And I will say-
fantastic. It's really good.
I will say now what I said then when we talked about the beer on the podcast is that once you harvest the yeast and propagate, like it doesn't matter where it came from.
doesn't.
It makes
doesn't.
absolutely
It
no
doesn't.
difference.
There was like that beard yeast.
Yeah, there was the
one, like,
the rogue beard yeast that like
What's the relic beer? They like scraped it off.
Yeah.
you can get
Apparently,
yeast from-
they
yeah.
made a beer with stuff scraped from Roald Dahl's rocking chair.
Yeah, his writing desk.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Sounds
I
great.
kind of want that beer.
I
Yeah.
want that. I'm a
But
fan.
yeah, you can,
I'm
it
a
doesn't
big
matter.
fan.
Like once you get the yeast and you propagate it and whatever, like it doesn't matter where it came from.
So cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
If you're not a lank,
Oh, I
you're a
drank
wank.
mine all already. It's all gone already.
So on that note, thank you, Colleen, and please relay that
On
to
the
all.
vagina note, thank you.
On the vagina note, and to
yeah.
all the wonderful ladies and man behind
Yeah.
Harrisburg Beer Week. It's
Thank you, guys.
always incredible, and we're so proud to be a part of it.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We look forward to this fest every
Yeah.
year.
And
We're
going
to keep coming until you tell us not to.
keep coming. You have your own hallway now. It's great.
We
I
do.
know, right?
Yeah.
You probably don't get a lot of weird background noise now, or less.
Well,
weird
yeah, no,
background
we
noise.
got. Actually, it's funny because it's more like random because it's like the people going to the bathroom. So it's not like general crowd. It's a very specific slice of the crowd.
A lot of chatter.
yeah.
Yeah. And thank you to our volunteers. I'm going to say that on. Right
Oh,
now.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you
yeah,
to our
definitely.
volunteers. Oh, because
Everybody who makes this happen.
and my husband. So I should get my husband.
We should all thank our spouses.
I should get my husband on here one of these days.
Yeah, he's never actually been on, has
so
he?
let's pencil that in for next year. Get my husband on here like the second half of Little Big Beer Fest.
Sounds
Okay,
like
fair
a
enough.
plan.
All
Sounds
right.
like a plan.
We can do
he
that.
gets pretty funny.
It's kind of interesting.
He helps load everybody in and then he drinks, so it's funny.
Which he should.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So are you ready for the first time ever to do this?
Yeah. You guys have done an amazing thing.
Thank
and
you.
Harrisburg Beer Week is awesome.
Thank you.
It was so much fun being involved in the first one and to see it grow over the past couple of years. And it's been great to be here. Like I said, one of our favorite beer fests every year. And thank you so much for having us back all the time. And I'm sorry Dan couldn't be here. Cheers, Dan. He's going to be editing this, so he's going to hear this. So we miss you.
Dan.
We drank a lot of beers that you really would have liked and you probably will never
that's
get
true.
again in your life.
That's
so
true, including
that's
the
what you
vagina
get.
beer.
So much vagina.
That's we are drowning in vagina, and that's what happens when your friends get married. So may this be a lesson learned. But unfortunately, my friends, this does bring us to the end of another episode.
Did we kill any squids?
Of Beer Busters podcast.
No, but apparently some vaginas.
I'm not even gonna touch any of that with a 10-foot pole. Thanks again for having us, Colleen.
Thanks for being here. We're so happy to have you.
Yeah, it's so great
We
to be
love you
here.
guys.
All your colleagues and everything you guys have done. It's been awesome. I'm not entirely sure exactly how long this music goes, but I'm just kind of from memories. So I am not Dan Baker. My name is Wayne Baker. I'm joined by my co-host and brologist,
Steph Hefner.
and our honorary guest host,
James Lambert.
No squids were harmed in the making of this episode. We bid you adieu.
I
And that's how you hit the fucking post, Dan.
That was perfect.
This episode is brought to you by Loot Crate, a monthly subscription box service for epic geek gear and gamer items and pop culture gear for less than $20 a month. You get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, and unique one-of-a-kind items, and so much more. You have until the 19th of every month at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive this month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, it happens. It's over. You missed it. By supporting Loot Crate, you are also showing your support for Beer Busters. You can sign up at trylootcrate.com/beerbusters and enter the code BRIDGE10 to save 10% on any new subscription. That is trylootcrate.com/beerbusters and enter the code BRIDGE10 to save 10% on your new subscription.